Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of Pikmin 2 with Luigi here. In this episode, we'll be reading all the Piklopedia entries. And so, let us do that now. So, yeah, this, doesn't quite look like any of the files we played on. Well, I didn't have every Piklopedia entry for the file I played on. So, I'm going to my first file. I was not very good. This was my first Pikmin attempt, 30 hours. Here's actually my best attempt ever. I sped around the game. It's pretty fun. I'd recommend actually doing that. So only 6 hours and 36 minutes. So, I'm gonna go read it from here. I'll 100% this file. So, I believe I have every single entry. If I can just skim through this real quickly. Yep, that's everything. So, I'm just gonna start reading. You can just listen to along. If you don't really want to listen to this, there's something really important I'd like to show off except reading everything. Some of these are pretty funny, actually, so I would actually recommend you stick around. Now, at the bottom, Pikmin carrots. And these are what Pikmin carrots look like, and you see how the enemy's attack patterns usually are. And we have two types of notes, Olimar's notes and Louie's notes. Olimar's notes, red bulborb. Oculus Kageyami Russus. Grubdog family. Scientific names. This large organism has the familiar mandibles and cranial morphology of the grubdog family, as well as characteristics bulging eyes. As with most grubdogs, the creature's cranium compromises half of its total length and girth, showing a scarlet abdomen with white spots. This creature is primarily nocturnal, choosing to prey upon smaller creatures, returning to their nests. Originally classified as a spotty bulborb, further research has reclassified this species as the red bulborb. Subspecies of the varied colors have recently been discovered, but academics are divided into two rival camps over how they handle their classification. They use a lot of big words. I suck at reading, but I'll try my best anyways. So, yeah, they've lengthy descriptions. Now, Louie's notes. Plum specimens are best spit roasted whole, stuffed with a lime and slab of bacon, basted frequently to ensure a magnificently moist haunch. He tells you how to eat them. That's just our Louie. Surprised amount of lore in these too. So I'm just gonna get treating all of them now. I don't know how long this is gonna take. It's gonna take a while since I'm doing treasures also. I'll be here for a while, probably in over an hour. I'm not doing anything better. Let's start. Hairy bulborb. Hairy bulborb. I'm not gonna read that again. Actually, no. Oculus Kageyami Felicillus. Grubdog family. I'm gonna butcher everything. The subspecies of grubdog has a thick coat of soft white fur that obscures its abdominal markings. The fur also warms its vital organs, making the species well adapted to colder climates. However, its hair follicles are surprisingly frail, which can result in immediate hair loss if the creature is surprised. Oh, well, he didn't lose any. Remove all the bulborb's hair, wrap the beast in foil along with half a lemon, place it directly on the grill. The foil should protect the carcass from scorching, and the lemon will give the meat an elegant hint of citrus. I'd eat some of these enemies, I would. Louie makes them sound delicious, especially that red bulborb. Orange bulborb. Orangium. Great. I'm not gonna say that again. I've already read this twice. I'll read the last part though. Orangium. Grubdog family. The bulborb species boasts a garish color pattern with deep orange body and black spots. The orange bulborb's yellow. Bloodshot eyes make it clear. Bloodshot eyes make it clear that this grubdog is excessively edgy and high-strung, making it much easier to wake from deep sleep from other species in the bulborb family. Yeah, they classified as edgy. Alright. This bulborb's meaty flanks make for salacious, savory... I think it's... salaciously savory steaks that shouldn't be missed. I think that's like a prefix of saliva and deliciously... I don't know. Dwarf red bulborb. Dwarf red bulborb. Panstaris pescidosal russus, breadbug family. Although initially identified as a juvenile red bulborb, groundbreaking new research indicates that this creature is in fact a member of the breadbug family, close relative of the vanilla breadbug. It escapes predation through mimicry. Unique adaptation of the red bulborb's crimson coloration allows the species to safely commingle. Such effective adaptation and obfuscation by prey species is rare, indicating this clever creature is a master of mimicry. How do we eat them? For a blissful bisque, mince the entire beast finely and stir with a heavy cream. Artichoke hearts, ooh, and a pinch of black pepper. Heat slowly until piping hot. Rich and creamy. Snowy bulborbs. Snow bulborbs. Pansaurus pseudo oculi frosticus. Like the dwarf red bulborbs, the snow bulborb is a member of the breadbug family that seeks to survive through imitating the appearance and behavior of a bulborb. Its pale coloration and blue spots make it easy for identification. In particular, this organism mimics the hairy bulborb, but it is of course unable to grow the hair on that gives the hairy bulborb its name. However, as the hairy bulborb has been known to lose its hair in certain circumstances, the snow bulborb is an effective mimic that is often mistaken for a member of the same species. Yes, these guys are also not part of the same species, and they cannot grow hair, but it doesn't matter because they lose the hair a lot. Beast grilled and served hot over a bed of fresh spinach and crumbled blue cheese. I can read these ones better. Dwarf orange bulborb. Pansaurus pseudo oculi orangeum. Breadbug family. Just as dwarf red bulborbs mimic the appearance of red bulborbs, it was theorized that an orange bulborb mimicking variant must also exist. Recent fieldwork has confirmed this theory. Really. Although difficult to prepare, yeah, because they're edgy, this exquisite creature is more than worth the effort. Great in fajitas! Spotty bullbear. Ugh. Spotty bullbear. Oculus terribilis dotacum. Grub dog family. A mid-sized subspecies with the grub dog family. The spotty bullbear's unique feeding habits set it apart from other grub dogs. The spotty bullbear patrols a set path searching for prey, instead of passively feeding on creatures that wander into a limited territorial range. When entering the bullbear habitat, it is wise to proceed with extreme caution until the bullbear's patrol path can be clearly identified. For an unrivaled green curry, peel away the spotty bullbear's skin, pulverize the juicy innards, and stew until curiously fragrant. The babies now. Dwarf bullbears, Oculus terribilis. Grub dog family. A grub dog larva in its third stage of development. This creature's body structure is nearing maturation. However, unlike mature bullbears, it has yet to claim its own patrol route, and thus is dependent upon its parent for guarding direction. Remove inner, stuck with sage, and finely aged prosciutto, and broil until golden brown. The ultimate crowd pleasers. Bulborb larvae. How do we cook the baby came out of the womb? Bulborb larva. Oculus bambini. Grub dog family. Grub dog. Wait, these are part of the grub dog family? Huh. Oh, well, I guess they're birthed, like, right from there, okay. As the name implies, the creature is a bulborb in an early stage of development. Its distinct bulborb coloration has yet to appear, but it already exhibits other uniquely bulborb characteristics. It is capable of hunting nourishment independently without the help of its parents. Huh. Well, its parent just sits and does nothing. Fiery bulblacks. Oculus... Okay, wait, did I? No, I didn't read how to cook them. Wait, did I read how to cook these guys? Yeah, ultimate crowd pleasers. How do I cook them? This meager creature offers little meat, but its eyeballs are a local delicacy. Try them with okra and a dollop of sour cream. Okra, sorry. Okay. Oculus volcanus. Grub dog family. Bodily excretions of a highly flammable, waxy substance interact with the cell structure of the grub dog's skin, causing a chemical reaction that produces extremely high temperatures. The skin benefits from a spongy cell structure that diffuses the surface heat. Protected the creature's inner organs due to astonishing amount of heat produced by this beast, it should be observed with great caution. They did not need to add all this lore. It's awesome. I love it so much. How do I eat you? No stove? No problem. This sizzling beast practically cooked itself. Remember to thoroughly extinguish the steaks prior to eating. Survival tip. Water jump roll. Ichthyos felinus. grub dog family. These are also grub dogs. A resident of freshwater pools and marshes, this is an aquatic creature that regularly feeds on insects that land on the surface of the water. It shares a nearly identical skeletal structure with its close relatives and terrestrial cousin, the bulborb. This may offer clues to its evolutionary origin and suggests that it only recently emigrated into an aquatic habitat. Deep fried dumplings with batter for all the flavor with half the fat. Now the bulbmin, my favorite. You guys can have some carrots. Bulbmin. Parasiticus pikminicus. Pikmin family. I love that name. I can actually read it too. Parasiticus pikminicus. This loathsome creature is in fact a parasitic form of Pikmin that has infected a bulborb. Unlike Pikmin that nest in Pikmin onions, this parasitic relative spends its life inside of the body of a host, usually a bulborb. Usually, interesting, maybe we'll see something later in a different game, juveniles fall in line and mimic the actions of their parent until maturing to full independence. By burying its root-like limbs into the nervous system of its host bulborb, infusing it with natural hormonal excretions, the bulbmin is able to control virtually all the host's bodily functions. However, the host's ferocious appetite seems to be impossible to suppress. Jeez. Maybe we'll see. I really want to see an actual parasitic Pikmin. That would be cool. Pikmin 4 just was announced. I'm really happy about that, by the way. 100% picked it up day one. Maybe we'll see something like that then. We can only hope. Alright. New enemy. Oh, wait. No. How could I forget? Grind the meat and season it with allspice salt and then ground white pepper. Press the seasoned meat into the meat satchels. Then pan fry them with onions. Prior to serving, smother the brats with Dijon mustard and sauerkraut. Buns are optional. Smother the brats? Yeah, I don't think the what's it called? The people who rate the games really read all these. I like how you serve them with onions, too. Fiery blowhog. Sus! Draconis. Sorry, that was terrible. This creature expels a volatile phosphorus compound from its snout that combusts upon contact with the air. The fire-breathing ability is dependent upon the air-to-fuel ratio at its mouth, catalyst reaction within the expelled compound, and purification of the compound. Thus, it is highly unlikely such a complex process could cause the spontaneous explosion of a fallen blowhog. This process is also perhaps due to avoid risk of some spontaneous combustion in the belly of a live specimen. However, one should still treat a fire blowhog with great care, even after the life functions have ceased. I'm sorry for that. Roast this flavorful beast for several hours, letting it stew in its own succulent juices. Don't worry about overcooking this beast. It's scorch-proof. I'm sorry, I just saw it and it just came to mind. I'll read it normally right now. Watery blowhog. Sus Lugenius. That's how I should have read it the first time. Blowhog family. A variant subspecies of the fiery blowhog. The watery blowhog lacks several of the dominant genes necessary for the production of fire, producing catalyst and thus expels jets of non-flammable liquid. Oh, so it's not water. This subspecies appears to have only recently evolved. However, the hereditary traits of this variant are dominant and highly robust, so its population is rapidly increasing. So when I meet new people on the road, I can say, "Hey, did you know the watery blowhog doesn't shoot water? It shoots a flammable gas, a flammable liquid. This beast's unrivaled moistness gives it a melt-in-the-mouth quality that's incomparable. That doesn't tell me how to cook it." Armored cannon beetle larva. That's its official name, wow. Armored cannon beetle larva, okay. Granitus shaculini lithopod family. This species of lithopod larva is a lithopod larva. This expedition was unable to confirm the existence of any male lithopods. Liar. Wait. This expedition, okay, still telling the truth, of any mature lithopods, leading to concerns that the species was extinct on this planet. But discovery of this creature in larva form eased such concerns. Lithopods, like flint beetles, use internal metabacteria to aid chemical digestion. These bacteria can only survive in certain environments, such as within the body of certain insects. So lithopod larvae do not contain any metabacterial immediately after hatching. Larvae feed on partially digested once regurgitated by mature lithopods, ensuring the larvae obtain metabacterial they will not normally have acquired. So they shoot that, probably, not rocks. Okay, decorate it, cannon beetle. Wait, whoa. Carefully remove every grain of sand, peel back the exoskeleton, and slurp heartily. Oh yeah, heartily. Decorate cannon beetle, Grantis decorum of the pod family. This creature is the larva form of a cannon beetle variant known for a diet. Cannon beetle. A diet consisting entirely of eating stones. Maybe I was wrong about the metabacterial thing. The decorated cannon beetle favors stones with high iron content, which contributes to its brilliant red torso. That's its torso? The stones these creatures launch are wrapped in a powerful magnetic field, which causes the stones to stray from their launch trajectory when other objects with high metal content, such as spacesuits, are nearby. Extreme caution is recommended for explorers wearing steel-plated armor in close proximity to this fearsome creature. That's really cool. I thought that was just a gameplay thing they wouldn't be able to explain. But yet again, Pikmin 2 amazes me. Slice the meat into tender cutlets and vigorously apply a lime and pepper rub. Pan fry until lightly crusted. Accompany with a watercress and drizzle with the freshly prepared tamarind sauce. I'm surprised there's not a YouTube channel out there who just tries to make these with similar creatures in real life and then eats them, because some of these I'd want to eat so bad. Puppy blowhog, Sus inflanta, blowhog family. This species of blowhog uses internally generated hydron to inflate a flotation bladder and hover above the ground. This creature's electrified pulse creates a sash of colors that flows along the surface of its body, making it a particularly beautiful blowhog species. Precisely how it is able to internally stabilize its highly explosive hydrogen and simultaneously generate electricity remains a mystery. The puppy blowhog blows leaves and grass around to eat the insects underneath. Slice the creature's feather. Like those feathers, really? Creature's feather light skin into triangles, deep fry until crispy, and salt generously. Makes a perfect scooping chip to accompany fresh mango salsa. That does not sound very good. Withering blowhog, Sus decrepita blowhog family. The withering blowhog is a close relative of the puppy blowhog, but its breath is significantly weaker. However, its breath does contain a petal withering plant hormone that causes flowers to instantly lose their petals. Although its breath has not been studied in detail, analysis of the chemical compounds involved hold great promise for the biotechnology sector. Hang the creature on a rack, sun-dry on a hot afternoon. When suitably crisp, grind the sun-dried beast into powder. Makes a great substitute for cayenne or curry powder. Gatling Groink. I lost zero to Gatling Groink. Gatling Groink. Megalopod calibers. Unknown family. This beastly predator's aggressive ejection of high-speed projectiles. Why are you going all the way over there? Come back here. Aggressive ejection of high-speed projectiles make it one of the most ferocious creatures in the ecosystem. Its body seems to comprise of both biological and mechanical components, and it represents one of the most evolutionary advanced specimens ever observed. The chamber with its torso gives it rapid-fire biopellet launch capabilities. That is the least scientific thing I've ever heard. What appears to be a tail fin is in fact a base of its computer weight and ammunition cylinder, so immobilizing this appendage will prevent the Groink from attacking, at least in theory. Confirmation of this suspicion remains elusive, as nobody has volunteered to test it. So I guess the gear on its back, if it would come over here. No, I guess not. There's a little wind-up thing on the back. If you stopped it, probably stop shooting. Remove the cannon ammo stockpile, then vigorously tenderize the meat with a heavy mallet. Stir fry with caramelized onions and figwort sprouts. Spoon over a steaming bowl of fluffy white rice and douse with chili sauce. Iridescent flint beetle. Iridescent beetle, Pili envelopens flint beetle family. Flint beetles are nocturnal, choosing to hide in the grass. By day and stay active at night, these creatures keep undigested food pellets in their stomachs to sustain them through the winter. But given the right stimulus, they will spit them out. Recent research has revealed these pellets are enveloped in a membrane that seals and preserves them in a sterile, airtight environment. If kept at a room temperature, it seems the pellet membrane will keep its contents fresh for up to 6 months. So it's better than it's like a refrigerator almost. The membrane may be from the same substance that gives the exoskeleton of the flint beetle its beautiful sheen. Essential flavor, scent-tainting ingredient in gumbo and jambalia, also delicious in soups, broths, and marinades. Got that one right. Ears and glint beetle. Piliarichius. Glint beetle family. Glint beetle and flint beetle families are different? Alright. The variety of beetle consumes subterranean minerals due to the fact that it is rarely emerges above ground. Sightings of this particular species are extremely rare. While minerals are this beast's primary source of food, the beast itself does not have the ability to digest these minerals. Instead, the metabacteria is back, living inside the beetle's stomach, chemically break down the minerals. The resulting purified metal is discharged, but rare metals such as gold and platinum crystallize onto the iridescent glint beetle shell, resulting in a beautiful laminated shimmer. This precious treat is exceptionally rare. I could sell its back at home for a fortune. Then I could use the cash to upgrade my kitchen, buy galactic class ingredients, and even star in my own cooking show, The Insect Gourmet. I'd watch it. Also, I hope he does do that. Doodlebug. I can hear the flies around it. Piliflatularum. It's part of the flint bug? Wait, hold on. I need to check something. Wait, you are the flint bug. What are you? Flint beetle. There's a flint bug family? Voice crack, too. Wow. Piliflatularum. Flatularum. Like flatulence. Okay, time to actually read. While life forms that execute foul musks to warn off danger are not rare, the doodlebug is only species known to release the flatulence when active above ground. Interestingly enough, since it is merely releasing the gas created by decay of contents of the creature's intestines, it does not have a special musk-producing organ. This means the creature is in fact merely flatulating. Spectral analysis of the rank gas indicates it contains not only methane but hydrogen sulfide as well, making the flatulence a grade 13 biohazard. Grade 13 biohazard. This thing's farts could be a nuke. Now, how do I eat it? Looking for a flavor that will surprise and delight your guest? The beast's aroma may surprise your guest, but it won't be delightful. Female sheargrub. Sheargrub, female. Himega mandibulsa, mandiblard family. The males of the species are purple and black creatures with tapered mouths, while the females are lighter in color and lack an armored exoskeleton. As with most mandiblards, these creatures have regressed to a point where they have lost both legs and wings. They can be seen crawling around the ground and believed to feed on the vegetable extracts from congealed fluids of expired Pikmin. They can't kill them, but these guys can. For an unforgettable quiche, slice creatures up and mix with 4 eggs, 2 vine-ripened tomatoes, diced zucchini, and generous handfuls of feta and Swiss. Bake until crusty and golden. This beast is most flavorful if caught and cooked just after laying its eggs. Great. Sheargrub male. Himega mandibulsa, mandiblard family. This species is a male sheargrub. Having lost both legs and wings, the male burrows into the soil, waits to ambush small creatures that pass by. The beast's mandibles can be dangerous, making creatures such as Pikmin easy prey. Spread several specimens in bottom of casserole dish and layer with sliced avocado. Bake until the meat is choice and the cheese is lusciously browned. I did not read that correctly. Lusciously. There. Shearwig, Himega volurus, mandiblard family. Unusual for their genus, flying mandiblards have retained their wings. However, only the adult males of the species can fly. Females of the species spend most of their lifespan underground. They do not merge for a period after maturation to spawn, but never metamorphosize. I'd like to see a female shearwig. Actually, no, I hate shearwigs. Grate the beast into a zest and whisk with sugar, cream, and chopped dark chocolate for a deliciously indulgent mousse that is truly culinary Coupe de Grace. I'm not good with French. Cloaking baronet. That doesn't sound good though. Cloaking baronet. Triobitinus reclusiva. Baronet family. The snake-eye pattern on the beast's shell is one of the most distinctive features of the baronet family. The red patterns of the cloaking baronet and the spikes around its mantle make it easily identifiable. while still making it a representative specimen of the baronet family. Shell on the cloaking baronet's back also provides a frame that fixes its muscular structure in place and appears to give this creature its powerful needle launching attack. I was surprised it didn't say that it used it to scare predators. Boil in the shell with a pinch of salt until bright red, and serve piping hot with tartar sauce. Ooh, that sounds good. Ravenous whisker pillar. Ravenous pillar. Lepidoptera pluckeus. Whisker pillar family. As a species of insect that has only recently been discovered, fully mature species have not yet to be collected. No molting or metamorphosis has been observed during the observation period, making it unlikely that mature whisker pillars will be encountered anytime soon. Wait, what? They're during the metamorphosis. Okay. Based on active predation by Pikmin, it is believed that the whisker pillar's place in the food chain has not changed over time. I'd like to see an adult one. How do I eat it? This is skillet seared for a sauteed with scallions and red Genovese sauce. Anode beetle. Scarabum electrode. Scarab beetle family. This specimen is a representation of an insect hybrid that uses electricity in addition to glycogen for its energy. Although difficult to confirm due to their microscopic size, the size of you, Omar, tiny hairs and creature's legs. Wait. Oh, the glycogen. Oh, I thought they were talking about the actual creatures. Never mind. The hairs on the creature's legs cause friction that generates the electrical charge. The electrical charge is processed by the creature's internal machina battery structure, and stored as DS electrical fields as the field reaches critical levels. Surplus electricity is emitted, resulting in a low voltage current that is transmitted between specimens. It can shock other creatures in the immediate vicinity. Considering this process, it can be summarized. That's summarized? I don't think that's... No, that's not summarized. Can be surmised that the largest imputant to pack behavior is not so much for synergetic effect of producing as a pack, as it is to take advantage of this most effective means of group preservation. Matite. I forgot how to eat it. Drain the electrical charges before boiling. Although it is possible to eat an anode beetle while it's charged, doing so may result in an unpleasant tickling sensation. Someone would like that. Matite. Metivius infiltratus. Unknown family. These parasitic insects feed on eggs. Upon reaching maturity, they excrete a special pheromone that attracts females of particular species, enticing these females to swallow the matite's whole. Pikmin, however, seem to dislike the scent. After entering the host female body, the matites lay their own eggs inside the host's eggs just prior to the host spawning. Yucky. I guess they're scared of the scent, not them. But then again, after hearing that, I'm terrified of them. Ugh. How do I eat it now? Flash fry with garlic and red chills in a hot pan, then sprinkle with grated gorgonzola. Some dinner guests may find the legs unappealing, so it's best to remove them before serving. Lame. Hermit Crawmad. Camabarus rustica Crawmad family. Looking at the eyes and sickle-shaped legs characteristic of squillas, one will think that this is a squilla relative. What's a squilla? In fact, it is a relative of the hermit crab. Ah, they know what that is. This species, however, has migrated from seaside life in a shell and instead had burrows in the ground. While its legs appear sickle-like, they are pincers that have evolved into a fin shape. These beasts feeds on small creatures that pass by its lair, dragging them inside to eat them. Yep, know that all too well. Shuck from the shell, bake on the hot... They have shells? Bake on high heat until crispy, then dip a pot of melted milk chocolate, lip-smacking sweet. Before moving on to Sweeping Snitch Bugs, something I forgot to mention. To unlock Louie's Notes, I'm pretty sure you have to beat the game. Or 100% it. I forgot which one. I remember it was something that I thought was kind of a little unfair. I feel like you should have it from the beginning. It's either one of those two. So, let's get on with Swooping Snitch Bug. Swooping Snitch Bug. Scrapanica casperennis. Scrapnid family. The scrapnids originally lived on the ground, sporting poorly developed vestigial wings. This species developed enlarged antennae that could be used as makeshift wings. Scrapnids are attracted by the sight of large groups of Pikmin in cavalry form, and how it will swoop down to seize them. However, Scrapmins do not eat Pikmin, and they will drop any seized Pikmin after a short time. This reason for this behavior is unknown, but I look forward to the future research in this area. I remember this research being really delicious sounding. Remove the wings, marinate in a well-marbled steak for several hours in a chipotle marinade, then charbroil to perfection. I would love to eat that. Bumbling Snitchbug. Scarpanica dufina Scrapnid family. This variety of snitchbug is its most interesting characteristic is that it likes to snitch leaders. Yet bearing wanton, I don't know what that word is, carelessness or incompetence, leaders are not easily captured. Any leader caught by this creature is clearly an idiot, which is why this creature is also known as the exposing snitchbug. There are several unknown varieties of snitchbug, but research has stagnated despite it being such an interesting species. I wonder why. Also, Olimar, you and Louie have been caught by many of these. I don't think you're too smart either, so yeah. How do I eat it though? Remove the wings and discard the remainder of the beast. Enjoy the luxurious wafer-thin wings with fine water dumple caviar. They're making Super Nintendo World, and I really hope there's a Pikmin part and there's a restaurant where Louie cooks all the food and you can see all the Pikmin cooking and you get to eat things similar to the enemies. That would be so cool. Creating Dirigibug. Flotilium Circus Maximus. Dirigibug family. This creature floats effortlessly through the air using its gas-filled balloons. Both its appearance and nature are antagonistic, and it is the only variant of its species in this ecosystem. It may be best to consider the possibility that somehow wandered into this ecosystem from an entirely alien one. Positive proof does not exist at this point, but that is how the creature is currently classified. Yeah, you could have like actual good items, and then you'll have like other things for the Nintendo World restaurant that are like more of like just daring things, like you'd eat things that sound kind of gross, like maybe the Empress Bowl Blacks. Well, we didn't actually get to the Empress Bowl Blacks yet, but I remember hers. Pull off the balloon-like air sacs, mince the meaty abdomen, and shape it into small cakes. Pan and sear the cakes until crusted, but be careful not to overcook the delicate meat. When ready to serve, garnish the plate with the vibrant air sacs. Even the most discerning dinner guests will be dazzled by the colorful presentation. Yeah, and Louie cooks all of it. It'd be so cool. Antenna beetle, Mesmeri Rayo Contra. Kettlebug family. This creature is able to control the Pikmin by the way of peculiar frequency of its roar, but its only objective seems to be defensive in nature. As it stops Pikmin from attacking, forces them to run away. The beast prefers humid, dimly lit environment and has been known to inhabit empty and discarded containers. For this reason, it is wise thoroughly to ventilate any specimen that is recovered. Lifting off one of the hold of these creatures in the hold can lead to rupturing of the specimen during decompression, resulting in an explosive mess. Extract meat from the exoskeleton and sear it on all sides in a hot wok to seal in the flavor. Top the dish off with a splash of spicy peanut sauce. Lesser spotted jellyfloat. Cephalus dotilium, jellyfloat family. This native jellyfloat is indigenous to the region. Unfortunately, it is currently endangered, as its habitat being overwhelmed by hostile immigrant species. Similar in the taste and texture to gelatin, the jelly mass jelly can be sculpted into all kinds of creative shapes. As a bonus, it also doubles as professional grade hair gel. It's a perfect, cool summer treat. Greater spotted jellyfloat. Cephalius vortexia, jellyfloat family. Vivid pink coloration is the most noticeable characteristic of this floating life form. This immigrant species is not native to the region, having appeared to have recently arrived on wind currents. The luminescent organ in its head attracts prey, which is why it sucks up and consumes them with the lower orifice. Unlike jellyfish, the jellyfloat's tentacles do not have nematoids, so there is no danger in touching them. Like a fine cheese, the aroma of this fluid floater can be oppressive, but its flavor must be experienced to be believed. Also, makes an unforgettable non-dairy spread. Yeah, and then I know they don't have like the Pikmin enemies in real life, but like of course they don't. But like if you got something like similar for the restaurant that I was thinking of, that'd be so cool. Like it doesn't have to exactly look like a Korean Dirigibug. You can get like some balloons and then get like a bug that looks similar, because these are all based off something. They have to be. Fire people. Mandarachnia. Napalims, Dweevil family. Members of the Dweevil family are known for carrying objects of astounding size on their backs, then mimicking them. The fiery Dweevil is one species in the family. Generally, this is a very gentle insect that feeds on grass nectars, but when faced with danger, the fiery Dweevil ignites final flammable internal gases, juts out its jaw, and spews scorching flames. And this clearly makes it a rather dangerous insect. It is best not to linger directly in front of it. The search for a gourmet, high-protein salad topping alternative to bacon bits is over. Grind the spicy Dweevil into tasty micro-chunks and toss them generously over your salad to add an instant flair and flavor. Ano Dweevil. I already read this part. Oh, wait, no. Mandrachnia volticula. Members of the Dweevil family are known for carrying objects of astounding size on their backs, mimicking them. Yes, my peanut butter jars move as well. This Ano Dweevil is one of the species in the family. They seem to have no particular preference for which objects they carry on their backs, as they will carry anything they can lift. They boast an internal organ that generates electrical charges, which the Ano Dweevil releases when it senses danger. Raw Ano Dweevil make an unforgettable sushi treat, but if not prepared by an expert hand with exacting precision, consumption could result in jolting electrical explosion of apocalyptic proportion. I can't speak today. Caustic Dweevil, Mandrachnia sulfurnid, Dweevil family. The caustic Dweevil is one of the members of the insect family known as mimicking other objects by carrying them on their backs. Several points of differentiation with other members of the species have been confirmed with such body color and behavioral patterns, but none of these suggest major deviations in the creature's genetic structure. This makes it clear that it is a relative of the family when attacked by enemies. The caustic Dweevil spits out bodily fluids in response. Spacesuits corrode and oxidize when they come to contact with this highly acidic liquid. So that's why it hurts us. It's not just water. Inedible. Oh, this one's good. Inedible. Effects of consumption include uncontrollable arm flailing and enthusiastic dishwashing. I love that one. Munch Dweevil, Mandrachnia punctus, Dweevil family. The Munch Dweevil is one of the members of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them on their back. These insects often carry the carcasses of other life forms on their backs, but apparently this is not for the purpose of transporting them as food, but instead is another example of their mimic behavior. The Munch Dweevil produces two different chemical compounds within its body, which form as poisonous gas, which mix and expelled. Exposure to even extreme heat doesn't seem to rid this creature of its deposits of potent gas. It's probably best for everyone if you avoid eating this hazardous fare. Now, how do I eat the volatile Dweevil? After this, though. Volatile Dweevil, Mandrachnia explodus, very scientific. Dweevil family. The volatile Dweevil is one of the members of the insect family known for mimicking objects carrying them on their backs. The Dweevil family exhibits a most unusual characteristic whereby the creature's behavioral patterns actually change based upon the creature carries on its back. The volatile Dweevil has one of the most potent attacks of all species with the Dweevil family. Due to its habit of carrying explosive devices, it parts with caution and or body armor. The scorching species combusts upon contact with tongue, only edible by adventurous and asbestos tongue. Great. Toady Bloister. That is really loud. Molluscate Minion-uscus, mollusking family. The species of creature has yet to fully evolve from their shelled mollusk to a more advanced bloister. Compared to the bloister, this creature is significantly smaller. The fact that its mandibles do not protrude as significantly as the ranging bloister is due in part to the fact that, like most of the mollusks, its vital organs are located deep within the creature's carcass. Did I miss something? I feel like I did. Nope. Pan sear with herbs and oil until lightly crusted on the outside and rosy on the inside. Complement the savory flavors with a light and buttery cream sauce. Wallywog. Amphicarus frodianum, amphibitur family. This magnificent species has the brightest gold coloration and the greatest number of lateral spots on any member in this amphibitur family. The species seems to have lost some swimming proficiency with the evolutionary adaptation that granted its greater jumping ability. The amphibitur inhabits aquatic shallows and shows an instinctive drive to jump upon and squash smaller creatures. Great. Beer, batter, and deep fry for a down-home flavor you won't soon forget. That sounds really good. Surprised there isn't a YouTube channel that just does these. I might have already said that. Wollywog, Amphibious albino. They're albino. Amphibidae family. It's been believed that juvenile wollywogs were once carried underground current into caverns where they thrived in the dark habitat. This troglodytic species of wollywogs colorations, they call it a troglodyte. Coloration results from generations of cave dwelling and lack of sunlight. Comparative difference between the size and shape of the wollywog and other species are thought to be a result of natural selection at work, choosing traits better suited to life in subterranean environment. Wollywogs are the best ground up, shaped into a patty, and flame broiled on a grill. Slap tomato, lettuce, onions, ketchup, and slide the patty between sesame bun for an ultimate beast burger experience. I want that too. Now, how do I eat the children? Wogpole, Amphibious Frodidum, Amphibidae family. The wollywog spawns in early spring, laying its eggs on low-hanging tree branches and shrubs growing in or near lakes and ponds. Such unorthodox amphibious behavior is a defense mechanism, protecting the eggs from predation by blue Pikmin and water dumples. The wollywog's wild hopping near the shoreline in early spring is a thought of a method of driving predators away from the wogpole eggs. Wogpoles can be eaten raw, but they are much more flavorful when steamed or grilled. Also, heavily in risotto, feel free to experiment with the lush ingredient. Lapis lazuli candy pop bud, Flora cobaltium, candy pop family. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed into the bosom of, did I say that right? Bosom of the flower, it spits out the same number of blue Pikmin. This family of plant boasts soft, fleshy leaves in its cinery tendrils, of which allow the flower to open and close repeatedly over the course of a day. Flower's tough texture makes it unsuitable for salads, but its bright blue hue makes for a grandiose garnish. Crimson candy pop bud, Flora ruficia, candy pop bud. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed in the bottom of this flower, it spits out the same number of red Pikmin seeds. The Pikmin, the candy pop bud flowers, and the Pikmin onions are not easily explained by current theories of xenobotanical sciences, and thus have not been appropriately studied and classified. Thanks for that. Now, how do I eat it? This spicy flower combusts upon contact with the tongue, keeping fire-retardant condiments within arm's reach. Golden candy pop bud, Flora arumia, candy pop family. Now, what color Pikmin is tossed into the bottom of the flower, it spits out the same number of yellow Pikmin seeds. Current research has yet to produce any theories of precisely what kind of interaction causes the Pikmin to change color to match the color of the flower's petals. This tart yellow's acidic juices can burn a hole through a frying pan. Eating it would be unwise. That does sound wise. Violet candy pop bud, Flora pernicious, candy pop family. Research from our most recent expedition has confirmed the presence of candy pop buds in subterranean regions. Considering the ecologies this plant has been found in, one could summarize that it could be found in any cavern regardless of geographic region. Tossing Pikmin into this flower results in the release of purple Pikmin seeds, regardless of the color of the Pikmin tossed in. This variety of candy pop contains robustly odoriferous oils of candy pop flowers. Cannot be cultivated. There is no doubt that this plant would offer multi-faceted benefits to the cosmetic, medical, and tourist industries. This convenient purple flower secretes a dark, flavorful oil that eliminates the need for salad dressing. Alright. Ivory candy pop bud, Flora niveus, candy pop bud family. Research from our most recent expedition has confirmed the presence of candy pop buds in the subterranean regions. Considering its microecologies this plant has been found in, one could surmise it could be found in any cavern regardless of geographic regions. Tossing Pikmin into the flower always produce white Pikmin seeds, regardless of color of Pikmin tossed in. In many cases, plants with small leaves typically have limited photosynthetic capabilities and thus must find alternate means of obtaining nutrients, with parasitic and predatory behavior being most common. This candy pop bud could be considered one such example. You think the Bulbman ate these, and that's why? You never know. I came with that right now. This elusive flower spoils within seconds of picking, making it unsuitable for cooking. You can cook right next to it and pick it then. Queen candy pop bud, Flora regina, candy pop bud family. The specimen constantly changes colors when Pikmin are thrown into it. It shoots out seeds that match the flower's coloration the moment of the Pikmin landed inside of it. The number of seeds shot out is always greater than the number of Pikmin thrown in. It can be said that this is a completely baffling plant, and many mysteries remain over what sort of relationship it had with Pikmin. It would appear that the Pikmin gain all of the benefit from this relationship. Perhaps it is simply a different variety of Pikmin to begin with. That's an interesting theory. Eating the flower leads to spectacular, breathtaking indigestion. Great. Alright, creeping chrysanthemum. Creeping chrysanthemum, Taraxacum rovinia chrysanthemum family. Like Pikmin, the creeping chrysanthemum is a member of a group of creatures with ambulatory root structures. This creature is known as a mimic, yet because it is actually a form of plant, this label is not entirely accurate. For unknown reasons, the creeping chrysanthemum's mimicry does not fool Pikmin, perhaps because they share a similar heritage. It relies on preying upon other creatures to provide sustenance, so it has no need for leaves for photosynthesis. Generally speaking, the role of plants within an ecosystem is a producer of species, and thus plants are generally found at the bottom of the food pyramid. However, it's actually food chain, not food pyramid. Food pyramid is something else, Olimar. However, on the strange planet, the line between producer plants and consumer plants is blurred. When thinly sliced, this predator's sizable bulb makes a sumptuous pizza topping. Yum. Skitterleaf. Russ Pseudorubicans. Skitterling family. The skitterleaf is a relative of pond skater that shed wings and adapted its life on the ground. With no residual traits on its airborne past, skitterleaf can neither fly nor skate across the surface of the water. The wings have since evolved into leaf-like structures on its back, which serves to hide the skitter leaf through mimicry. It appears quite effective, as few predators can see through its clever disguise. This superb amalgamation of juicy meat and leafy greens ensures that the skitterleaf will be a new spinach. Nice. Unmarked spectralids. Fenstari prismatus. Flitterby family. When strolling through the forests of the planet, clouds of these creatures are seen dancing overhead. Like flower petals drifting into the breeze, the sight of flitterbys dancing in the lush green undergrowth is unforgettable. Flitterby collectors drool over specimen sample boxes lined in order, highlighting the slight color gradation changes from blue to red to yellow. Such items fetch particularly high prices at auction, so they just kill them and put them in boxes on display. That's kind of messed up. Spectralids don't provide a lot of meat, but their exquisitely elegant wings are surprisingly tasty, particularly when expertly prepared with a sweet, candied glaze. Honeywisp. Nectara fetus. Honeywisp family. This floating life form drifts effortlessly on the winds. Upon death, its physical structure instantly collapses, as the creature is particularly elusive and difficult to catch. No sample specimen has been acquired as of yet. If we could simply recover a live sample, research on this species would likely proceed more smoothly. Although the eggs are small, the yolk has distinctively bold and tangy flavor. Try tossing a few in a pan along with a choice of meat and fresh vegetables and cook up a country scramble. The Muda, unknown family. The imbalanced, asymmetrical arms of the Muda are among its most notable features. Yeah, they look like they have the Goron symbols on them, or it looks like that at least. Feeding on seeds and fruit. The Mamuda is known to actually sow and grow plant species, while other species have exhibited seed-bearing behavior for the purpose of storage. The Mamuda is the only species so far known as actually cultivate fields of plants. That's interesting, but here's one of the best entries of Louis' diary of all time. Inedible, tastes like chicken. I don't know why it's inedible, maybe it's like gum or something, but chicken gum, they should sell that at the restaurant too. Breadbug, Pansaurus glutonae, breadbug family. The adult breadbug competes for many of the same food sources as Pikmin, but its thick-skinned hide allows it to withstand most Pikmin group attacks. However, some researchers claim to have observed breadbugs being overwhelmed by massive numbers of Pikmin and reduced to food. Breadbugs are hardy and nutritious, but also bland and unimaginative. They may be palatable in a pinch, but they hold no true culinary promise, which is sad because they are made out of bread. The irony. It also reminds me of the puff shroom, which in the credits of Pikmin 1 said that they were a delicacy, but it's not in this game, so you don't get to see what they actually taste like, which makes me really sad. So hopefully bring back Piklopedia entries. They did that in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so maybe they'll do that in Pikmin 4, which was announced. Let's go. And plus Nutrio, pelletweed family. In the stem of the pellet posy, one can observe the muscle fiber unique to half-plant, half-animal species such as Pikmin and candy pop flowers, so the pellet posy is a species that can be considered a close relative. Although the ability to crystallize nectar is unique to a small group of pelletweed family, the fact that these plants reach maturity so quickly and their pellets contain such high concentrations of natural nutrients in the soil explains why the Pikmin and so many other indigenous creature specimens are so reliant on these pellets for sustenance. On a quest for perfect hors d'oeuvre, slow cook this plant in a wood fire oven, but be careful to only serve the tender pellet. Common glowcap. Fungi luminari. Glowcap family. The light emitted from this rare mushroom is neither a reflection nor a release of stored light. It grows only not on decomposing trees, but also on soil and rocks. This mushroom's fungal filaments are capable of stabilizing and concentrating pure Hoctanium-111. Wow, what a creative mineral name. It is none other than the Hoctanium-111 approaching the point of critical mass that causes glowcap's blue luminescence. Rapturous, fresh, or sauté, this illuminating fungus will be hot in the galaxy's trendiest restaurants. I don't even know why they included the plants. I mean, it was just a nice detail, I suppose. Clover, Quarticeros infectum. Clover family. This naturalized species, these plants extremely persistent and with assistance of symbiotic fungus that grows on the roots, the species is able to survive even in drought conditions. Typically, it leaves to come in grouplings of 3, but intense impact on the leafling stem early in the development cycle can result in an extremely rare 4-leaf cluster. So close. Mildly poisonous, may result in nausea, headache, fever, fatigue, chest pains, paralysis, loss of bone density, moodiness, frail rage, sauciness, dilly-dallying, stroke of brilliance, and untimely doom. Beautiful. Figwort, Scrofulia xenomium, figwort family. This plant offers an excellent example of a non-native species introduced into the ecosystem by some unknown method. Upon introduction, it quickly established a foothold and adapted to the new environment. This plant's distinctive flowers usually exhibit a stunning blue color in early spring, but recent fieldwork has recorded specimens displaying a deep red hue. Although this may represent a sudden deviation in genetics of the species, the red light coloration is much likely an anomaly. Additional readings suggest no significant atmospheric or solar radiation changes have occurred in the ecosystem, leaving open the possibility that the soil composition and mineral deposits may have affected petal coloration. Who cares? This titillating ingredient tastes impossibly fresh, but you must cook it immediately after picking. If you don't, it'll go bad within minutes. Dandelion, Taraxacum officinale, dandelion family. This perennial grows best in locations with full sun exposure. Its flower boasts countless tiny yellow pellets packed together in a head. The species seems to have many weed-like variants as petals, so more detailed research on these plants would be best left to botanical research specialists. Young leaves are only suitable in the garden salad that use these flowers to add color to your dishes. Seeding dandelion, Taraxacum ventulis. I'm pretty sure Taraxacum is an actual family name. Oh, no, not family, but scientific name. Dandelion family. It is believed that this plant produces tough seeds with a parachute-like arm, which allows the seeds to ride gently on the wind. This increases the distribution range of the plant considerably. Oh, I just noticed that's why they have that. Interesting. Dried, roasted, and finely ground, the root of this plant makes a passable coffee substitute. Interesting. Horsetail. Equestrius vindico, horsetail family. This variety of horsetail is prevalent in regions with low nutrient in soil. Unlike most other plants, this particular species propagates itself through the release of spores. Remove and discard primitive scaly leaves, then blanc the tender stalk in a buttery broth. Foxtail. Vulpes conda foxtail family. This plant remains erect after withering and losing its color, so we can only hypothesize that the true color of the plant's plumage. However, local soil analysis indicates trace amounts of dormant seeds, making it hard to imagine that the area was thick with these plants in the summer. Oh wait, how do we eat the foxtail? Inedible. Plagues victim with potent, debilitating cramps. That's how you eat it, I suppose. Glow stem. Nocturna illuminati. Very funny. Glowcat family. Although they are obviously unrelated, the glow stem bears a striking resemblance to the streetlights on Hakatate. Well, really, they're unrelated. It is highly possible the glow stem could be a relic of some unknown civilization beyond the scope of our imagination. Inedible. Known effects include uncontrollable episodes of impromptu breakdancing. That one's also very good. Margaret, luminescent chrysanthemum family. This plant's delicate yellow flowers often inspire waves of nostalgia, giving a bittersweet feeling to any who gaze upon them. No, that's not scientific. Can be eaten fresh out of the soil. It's much more flavorful when incorporated into a heavenly veggie lasagna. That sounds gross. I don't want veggie lasagna. I want meaty lasagna. Fiddlehead. Violinae orchestras. Wow. Fern family. At first glance, this plant resembles a spring used in many ships' sub-light engine. Yes, very resembles. Many of its most primitive characteristics remain intact, including its habit of spreading through the dispersal of spores. Sun dry the leaves for several days, then grind them with a mortar and pestle. The resulting herb grants an aromatic, earthy flavor to mutton and poultry dishes. Shoot. Unknown family. This is a young shoot of some kind, but what kind of tree species does it belong to? What shape will it take when it matures and grows to full height? Fortunately, we're only able to obtain information our portable scanners on a select few of countless number of species we've encountered. But even if our expedition yields only brief observations on the life we encounter, it will still provide a better understanding of this bizarre planet. That's sweet. Inedible, and yet strangely delicious. Weird. I wonder why it's inedible. What makes something inedible? Alright, on to the bosses. Olimar has a very interesting one for Empress Bulbax. Oculus Matriarchia. That would make sense, because it's, Empress. Grubdog family. Initial observation placed doubt on the capability of the Grubdog family to support such a strong ant or bee-like social structure, but the recent studies showed that the family is capable of such complexity. The egg sac of the largest female Grubdog within a given range of swells to dramatic proportion in response to environmental changes, such as the sudden depletion of prey species. These females temporarily take on the role of the pack matriarch. Also, in pack formation, it has been observed that nearly all males not involved in the species reproduction undergo natural sex changes. These characteristics of such specimens are quite intriguing indeed. Yeah, they kind of went there. Man, anything for Pikmin lore, I guess. For a sophisticated delicacy, make a pate de foie gras from the massively obese creature's liver and spread it over a sesame seed cracker. I'm not eating that. That's gross. Burrowing snagret. Chiropodus anacondae. Snavian family. The majority of snagret species lie in wait to ambush and capture prey, with a body type perfectly adapted to such sudden strikes. Its violent attacks small surface-dwelling insects, distributed across a relatively wide range. Subspecies of snagret suited to the varying soil conditions have emerged, making the snagret the most geographically represented species besides the bulborb. Visually resembling to the burrowing snagret is a burrowing snarrow. We should be never seen a burrowing snarrow, unless it's a real creature, but then, I don't know. The range of which partially overlaps with the snagret's range. While the two may appear similar, when pulled from the ground, they can be distinguished by the appearance of absence of tail and wing markings. Slice the serpentine torso into thin medallions, skewer on a metal rod with Hakatate onions, and barbecue over an open flame. Beady long legs. Pseudo-arachnia, sorry I got that right, armoralis, arachnid family. Although this creature is commonly associated with spiders, it is actually the result of a separate evolutionary line of insectoid creatures. Since the spherical body section supported by the creature's legs carry most of its internal organs, they actually carry nothing, as we saw earlier, besides a key, I guess. There appear to be no other features that would correspond to head or abdomen. Poisonous. Consumption results in prolonged writhing and uncontrollable mirth. I have no idea what mirth is. Emperor Blacks. Oculus Supremus grub dog family. The largest member of the grub dog family is normally found in buried ground, with only the stalks of its eyes exposed. The camouflage allows the predator to surprise smaller creatures and use its long adhesive tongue to capture prey. The thick hide and angular hump give it the organism a distinctive rock-like quality. During the raiding seasons, moss grows freely on its hump, making it nearly impossible to distinguish the lethal predator from a stone. Prep the tongue for cooking. Marinate in olive oil and chop into cubes. Stir in a pot with carrots, potatoes, and chives. Cover and simmer over low heat for several hours, accompanying this mouth-watering rustic stew with a hearty roll. I'd eat it. Giant breadbug. Pansaurus gigantus, breadbug family. The gargantuan species of the greater breadbug family has a torso so perfectly square it's almost like it seems it was formed in a mold. For a brief period after birth, the giant breadbug competes for food with smaller breadbugs, but upon reaching maturity, it seeks out much larger prey. This is the primary reason the two species with similar feeding habits coexist at the same time, in the same habitat. Hordes of Pikmin appear to pose the only plausible threat to this massive creature's life. That's unfortunate for it, because I have those. Although cooking into a colossal beast yields a mountain of meat, every ounce of it is flavorless, only suitable for intergalactic all-you-can-eat buffets. Pileated snagget. Chiropedis ampulatria, Snavian family. This variety of snagget has the ability to both burrow underground and walk above it. Its earthy red coloration and the distinctive yellow ear and eye markings make it immediately recognizable. Despite the featuring of a chimera-like merging of a serpent and avian creatures, the pileated snagget has poor eyesight for the bird, perhaps due to its extended period spent underground. To compensate for this, its nose features a thermal sensing organ common to many snakes, making it a dangerous hunter. Yeah, I'm kind of aware of that one. You haven't lived until you tasted a mint-braised snagget shank. Or if you're feeling especially saucy, stuff a bird with with a can of your favorite savory nectar, throw it on the barbecue, and let the juices mingle to make a mean beverage canister snagget. Yum-y. Man-at legs. Pseudoarachnia navoria arachnor family. This one's interesting. This species of arachnor family fuses with machinery at the crucial point in maturation process, giving it the ability to fire energy bursts from launcher beneath its orbular torso. However, the man-at-legs itself is not in control of this weapon. Instead, the mechanical portion of its structure appears to automatically acquire and attack targets. The man-at-legs has gentle disposition, and as a member of the arachnor species, it has no natural enemies. It is particularly difficult to understand why the species would develop such awesome offensive capabilities, leading to rumors among the scientific community that it was the machinery that approached the arachnobes and proposed a symbiotic relationship. That is weird to think about. Although the meat is a bit on the metallic side, the oil makes for mouth-watering gravy or lubricant vinaigrette. Ranging Voicer, Molluscid Predatoria, mollusking family. Species of mollusk has shed its shell shed its through the process of evolution. What appears as a flower-shaped protrusion on its back actually functions as its gills. The ranging Voicer ensnares small animals with its sticky tentacles, reels them in, and consumes them. Observers have noticed that this creature exhibits a keen interest in flashing objects. It often tries to capture and ingest these objects. Researchers and explorers equipped with flashing identification beacons should be wary when it's close proximity to this dangerous predator. These gills are best prepared deep fried in an herb and breadcrumb batter, also traced to poached and drenched with fine soy sauce. Sounds pretty good. Water Wraith. Amphibiosapiens. Sapiens. Unknown family. This is actually a pretty interesting one too. All that is known about this creature stems from a few sightings deep underground. All reported sightings feature this same core set of details. A giant. Vicious form with a clear, hazy sheen, not unlike hard candy. One theory holds that it may be the ectoplasmic incarnation of some kind of psychic phenomenon, but as usually the case with such theories, it is very difficult to prove. All witnesses report being suddenly overcome with fear upon sighting the creature, approaching a state of panic and near insanity. In fact, every report contains an inordinate amount of extremely vague details, which has led to suspicion that exhaustion and fear can cause some simple natural phenomenon to be viewed as a living creature. That is creepy. Inedible, known to cause mass hysteria, followed by leg spasms and internal thunderings. Segmentant crobster, Parastecodia riptantia, creep crab family. This gigantic beast is wrapped in a hard shell in an atypical evolution. The right front leg of the creature is hypotrophic, taking on the function of an arm, rather than a leg. Its asymmetrical development is unique in the natural world. One unlucky explorer's incorrect conclusion that this creature adheres to the pattern of peaceful, quiet behavior led to an unfortunate incident. In fact, this species exhibits intensively hostile, aggressive tendencies, aiming at prey and ramming them at full speed. Yeah, probably because his arm was taken. Dessert meats are all the rage on Hakatate. Not here. When the planet's finest chefs hear about what kind of sorbet, pies, parfaits you can make with this claw meat on the sweet beast, they'll clam for every morsel we bring home. Raging loglegs. Pseudoarachnia ferundius. Arachnor family. Arachnors boast a wondrous biological composition, with silicon-based exoskeleton and innards coated with the malleable heavy metals. However, much about this creature remains a mystery, as a specimen regularly explodes when they are dissected. Convenient. These explosions could produce scorching flames that completely melt all internal organs, leaving us with a disappointing lack of information on their inner workings of the species. We must wait until the development of this new dissection process are more specialized research before we can better understand this enigmatic creature. However, the following observation notes have been recorded. Appears to be leveling the terrain for some kind of unknown purpose. Location of the eyes and ears are not readily apparent. Freezing a specimen may yield new research opportunities. That would work very well. Neither boiling nor baking can diminish this creature's overpowering musky scent, only suitable for serving to unpleasant in-laws. Of course. Now, we'll get to the Titan Dweeble, but for now, let's talk about the treasures. Alright, so there are two types of versions of the treasure hoard. We don't have Louis, and to cook, because I don't think he'd be like cooking, you know, a stellar orb up here. So we have a sales pitch. We have a sales pitch instead. Can I freeze it? No. Okay. So we have Almar's journal, which is what it says. What a perplexing plant. It appears to be carrying two different types of berries. They must be a rare species of fruit. Both have odd traits. One seems to be suppressant, while the other seems to be stimulant. It's not easy to tell which is which. I better be careful with them. I should also warn Louis, or else he may try to bake these berries into a pie. Oh, the horror. That was also a sales pitch. Bates' tapestry has unraveled tomorrow's weeps. Romance has fallen. Love is madness. To mend the rift between the two cross lovers, this ultimate weapon in Cupid's arsenal. So it's basically trying to sell you on product. There's two types of strawberries. Okay. And there are 201 of these. I'm going to be here for a while. I found this fascinating fruit while exploring today. The sky is cleared up, and I felt peaceful watching the pink flower petals flutter in the wind. During the perilous expedition, it seemed strange to have such soft-hearted romantic thoughts. If I told my wife about this, I'm sure I'd get laughed at. Again. Aw, poor Almar. This fruit is born of bright sunlight and cheerful warmth. Come, all you gloomy naysayers. One bite and even sad sacks will become foolhardily optimists. Eat one today and change your life. I've collected all kinds of edible objects, but the ship's sensors can't judge taste. To make up for the ship's shortcomings, I'm making special effort to try everything. Surprised, good thing you didn't tell Louis about that job. Everything is best in moderation. The fruit is the perfect example of too much of a good thing. Its devastating sweetness is like an act of violence on the palate, scourging all with succulence. Seed of Greed. The Whistle Wild is an especially vicious region. The creatures there have battled to survive. Hard to survive in the unforgiving landscape. This probably why they evolved such an ill temper. For instance, this plant's berries suck the nutrition from all surrounding flora. This item's docile efficiently evokes images of wealth and greed. Behold, life's essence. The sky's delicacy. This fruit on the planet is astonishingly large. If we could cultivate these ample fruits on the Hakatate, but no one would ever go hungry again. Sadly, I don't know anything about agriculture. Maybe I should have listened to my wife when she told me to do my yard work. Man, he's just putting all his marital problems in this. Fruits cannot be judged by their outer coverings, no matter how hairy. This one is quite yummy. It is like times like these make me wish I were equipped with advanced taste capabilities. He can't taste. Insect condo. This sumptuous nugget may look delicious, but internal scans indicate a parasitic infestation. The ship can't stand to even look at the pests. They alone store them, but I had to put my foot down on this one. Why? I don't know. Awash in color and sugars makes the ideal home for many insect species. I am sure they're valuable to the scientific community, but it has a little value as a commodity. citrus lump. The fruit was dug up from the floor of an icy cavern, and appears the fruit's thick skin protected it from the frigid cold. It's quite remarkable. The shape of the fruit eerily resembles the president's head. P.S. The labyrinthine underground entrails of a planet are like a completely different world. The thick, acidic rind of this item is proof positive of highly elevated mental functions. When I assess it, I am somehow reminded of a particularly hateful superior. Hurry up and devour it. Looks like the president. Spiny alien treat. The valley repose is blanketed with a layer of snow. Despite this, here and there, plants are sprouting out of the snow. I don't know how much longer the snow will last. This is fried or baked. This is an invitation for your taste buds to the world of natural delight. As superior as I am, I must say I leave the recipe recommendation to others. Machines are bad liars. Anxious sprout. I just realized I completely forgot to put something in my latest expedition report. When carrying fallen creatures or pellets, Pikmin will take the onion from the same color, and a mixed crew of Pikmin are carrying spoils. The color most majority dictates destination. Carry pellets to the same colored onions to maximize Pikmin seeds protection. Are you kidding me? They put a tutorial in a treasure hoard description? Okay. A quick growing plant, good for a garden hobbyist or for a snack. Use it however you see fit. Child of the earth. Today, buried in a deep hole, I found a vegetable that I'd never seen before. This dark dwelling vegetable stores all of its nutrients and energy in its roots. The ship named it Child of the Earth, and I think it's fitting. This plant has grown fat on the blessings of the land. Its nutritional value must be high. Love nugget. The tasty red snack isn't quite a fruit, but it doesn't seem like a vegetable either. I've analyzed it extensively, and it appears to be releasing a stimulating pheromones. But maybe I should feed it to my wife. One bite and your heart will be filled with burning fever. Is it feeling love or hallucination? Not a very good pitch, because you don't want to negative the product. That made sense. According to the ship's analysis, the gourd contains extremely bitter seeds. However, the analysis will be done by a machine, so I'm not completely convinced. Generally, I wouldn't mind trying it myself, but I haven't seen feeling well soon as I eat that toxic berry. A vegetable that with spiciness beyond description. None want to eat it. It must be healthy. Nutrition conscious people of today. Numb your palate and eat. Is that Anti-hiccup fungus. What a shocking taste. I suppose young people like Louis might find it tasty, but the flavor is too intense for me. Louis is young. One bite of this and the surprising earthy flavor will send your hibiscus hiccups packing. I thought I said hibiscus. Older individuals with a history of heart conditions should be to devour this with caution. Should devour with caution. Oxymoron. The dubious morsel doesn't look like it would be very agreeable with my innards. However, I bet Louis would try a bite. His appetite is insatiable, and he's always cooking up tasty meals. I'm glad that I'm on his expedition. Our ship's reactor can power our life support system indefinitely. This will give us all the time we need to thoroughly examine all the treasures we recover. I don't care if the president wants us to hurry. I've had enough of his hassling. I think I'll move on more slowly just to cause him indigestion. Man, poor president. This poisonous mushroom is malicious. I can't even bear to look at it. The fatal fungus overflows with venom and is perilous indeed. Grow shroom. According to the ship's analysis, you'll grow into a giant if you eat one of these. I'd like to field test one of these babies. I wonder what would happen if I fed one to a purple Pikmin. I'd love to see that. This is a Mario reference. Eat one of these, grow to twice your normal size. Perfect for skinny beings unable to pack on it. I need girth. Huh. Onion replica. This looks just like one of Hakate's famous sweet onions. Couldn't think of it. I gave it the onion name because it looked just like the ones in Hakate onion. To avoid confusion, I call this the vegetable an onion replica, not to be confused with the onion, which is what Pikmin are shortened. Science project. Oh wait. This plant closely resembles the pride and joy of Hakate, the comfort of its familiar form and the surprise of its unexpected taste mingled to form. Veggie harmony? Try it some hot soup today. Okay, science project. I think of this plant back to my boy as a souvenir of my grand expedition. It'll make for a perfect top for a science fair project. Cool. This perfect plant for extra credit research for a Hakate elementary pupil science fair. You can be the dad to rely on to help with the homework as long as you possess this beauty. Pilgrim bulb. Grassy plains and meadows on this plant are carpeted with brilliantly covered in flowers in bloom. When I entered the atmosphere on my descent from space, I was stunned by the vibrant sight. The other day, a group of white Pikmin under my command detected an object buried under the surface and immediately began to dig it up. This colossal flower bulb, somehow, it hadn't yet sprouted into a towering flower. I plan to take it back to Hakate and grow it there. My people will hail me as a botanical genius, and the mayor may even make me Supreme Flower Commander. There's a mayor, I'd like to see that. If he looks anything like the president, that'd be cool. Life finds a way across galaxies. Can plant form a primitive planet take root into Hakate's soil? Won't you invest in this romantic pursuit? I don't think you understand romantic. Oh, arboreal flippery. The ship seemed to think the leaf would be smash hit among naturalist interior designers. I just think it looks like it feels like a soft blanket. In the interest of scientific discovery, I'd better give it a test run. No, you better not. Perfect for those who love natural designs in their home. And this leaf applique is a bargain. Use it in pieces or cover an entire wall in leafiness. I paid off all my company's debts, but I find myself returning to this planet yet again. This time, I must find and rescue Louis. I've been scouring the wilderness we landed on, and as I scour this region, I can't help but feel a little lonely for my faithful sidekick. Even if he does eat all of ship's onboard snacks because of my loneliness, I've dubbed the rough region the Wistful Wild. What about the president? Life is full, but short. It is one of those short-lived life forms that has changed shape as the ages. Even though it has dried out, it has not lost its unique charm. Armored nut. I've never tasted a nut quite like this. It's difficult to explain, but it tastes like sorrow. P.S. I can't shake the feeling that I've been here for. Aha! This must be the exact spot where I crash landed last time. Another sign that Wistful Wild is just the impact site and final trial. This common ordinary nut somehow reminds me of myself and fills me with sadness. Corpulent nut. This rotund nut reminds me of President's sizable girth. This fellow has consumed more nutrients than any necessary and now possesses superior fatness. It is in our harsh world. This is a lifestyle to envy. Meat of champions. I never expected to find such a delectable cut of meat deep in the dark and slimy cavern. What kind of cavern is stocked with savory deli meat? This riddle perplexes me, but I'm sure my unrivaled powers of investigation will prevail. I've made it to my personal quest to solve all of the universe's ancient mysteries. Good luck. Think you can eat it all? Then start eating this. That is the goal of the giant piece of meat inside is, I don't know, I made that word up. I didn't even try. In cities, probably. It has just the right texture and thick slab of fat that will make all gourmets, epicures, kings of the table, and queens of the buffet howl with delight, or so I have assessed. Hideous victual. We struggled with a titanic bedbug for this treasure, but we finally prevailed. The huge creature had a habitat of dragging away treasure and hoarding them in its den. I wonder if there is a way to use the treasure to aid my treasure seeking mission. Oh, and second thought, that's a bad idea. Pikmin are the only creatures I can really rely on. Not even Louis. The consistency of the half-cooked yolk says, good. It is packed with nutrients too. I can sell it, but I have never eaten it. I am unable to eat it. Not even a nibble. Eggs are pretty good. Meat satchel. This wand of meat makes me inexplicably hungry. The parts used to produce it seem to be ambiguous origin and questionable quality, yet it calls to me. Maybe I'll just have one bite. All the things hunger for meat, correct? Listen to the inner beast. Eat, eat, eat. I agree. Taste sensation. Some things in this world can't be understood, no matter how much I analyze them. For instance, since this is the first time I've tested this, but has a nostalgic taste, and it's inexplicable. It tastes like something my mom has made for me by hand. In this modern world, artificial foods, all things taste the same, despite your dear tongue buds. If that describes you, then this is for you. Its flavor is the balm to heal your wounded soul. Triple sugar threat. I like to eat sweets from time to time. Well, to be honest, if there are any within reach, I can't help myself. Strangely, Pikmin never eat snacks. I wonder where all of their energy comes from. Probably the nectar and their flower. This will satisfy any sweet tooth. It begins with savory softness, then fills the mouth with fluffs of flavor, and finally overwhelms with a river of sweetness. It is three-pronged tongue assault. Compelling cookie. My spacesuit's filter seems to be malfunctioning. It can't be suppressed the sweet, syrupy smell. pervading the cavern. If I don't find a way to neutralize it fast, it's going to drive me to spoil my diet. Is your palate conservative or adventuresome? Either way, this taste will ravish in your mouth. For those who savor flavor, this new delicacy will have you questioning your ideas of taste. Impenetrable cookie. As I grow older, I've observed that I'm becoming crankier. Today, I flew off the handle over a trifling matter. I feel like such a fool. I must learn to control my cantankerous temper. I can't allow my bad mood to erode teamwork on this vital mission. Well, at least he's honest. It is hard, really hard, too hard, so hard that you cannot sure you can eat it, even though you must. A hard snack infused with the essence of stubbornness, and you are powerless to resist it. Bug bait. This treasure's alluring aroma seems to attract unwelcome attention from insects. If this ship hears anything about this, it'll complain endlessly about it having to store it. I better keep this discovery to myself. I have a bad feeling about this particular item. I want to sell it with all possible sweet dessert. Bargain price available. Please buy. Buy this quickly. Now. That was a feature installed. I'm a man with indomitable will, but I can't be stopped sampling this luscious... I clicked the wrong button. Sampling this luscious food, such as attractive shape, appetizing color, scrumptious smell. I'm getting hungry already. One look at this pattern, your head spins, your vision fades, and your voice commands, eat this. Comfort cookie. This is Yoshi cookie. After a long day, my joints begin to pain me. I need a massage. That doesn't have anything to do with the comfort cookie. With all this, your legs will not fall asleep even when you sit your feet tucked beneath you. The sugary material of those cushions infuses your whole body with warmth and comfort. Succulent mattress. A while back, I didn't sleep for days. My stomach was rolling and my head was cloudy. I couldn't rally any motivation. The only thing I could muster is a sigh. Then I found this mattress. When I reclined on it, I fell asleep immediately, and I had the sweetest dreams. Isn't this just another cookie? It has a different texture. I just thought it was just a bigger version of that cookie. King of Sweets. I've discovered a complex series of underground tunnels beneath the perplexing pool. It seems like I can walk 10 steps without discovering something previously unheard of. Making discoveries nourishes my explorer's spirit. As a reward for my latest scientific breakthrough, I think I'll eat this grand sweet. Humanoid desire knows no limits. Some things can never be known or understood. And no researcher, no matter how supreme, will ever tire of consuming this thing. It contains mysterious flavor born of cosmos itself. It's said to change flavor as it's eaten. I don't think I did this one. Sweet to the taste and to the touch. Sleep in this magical mattress and dream of a land of sweets. Did I do this one too? Is this your life? Yeah, I did. Okay. Just want to get sure. I just want to get this one because I missed it. Enamel Buster. If we sold a snack like this on Hockatate, everyone would get addicted to it. I should probably feel bad about making everyone on my planet fat, but as the ships is always saying, business is business! Behold, a magical candy to make the children of Hockatate weep with uncontrollable cravings. Pure, undeniable sweetness of unavoidable tooth decay. Who cares? Enjoy the here and now. That is marketing for you. Diet doomer. My ship can't analyze taste, so I've been taking the burden upon myself. Yeah, the burden. It's a rough job. But it's up to the captain. Step up and volunteer for the most grueling duties. Tastes good. I can eat this treat endlessly. I better test the hypothesis. Which one? Okay. Alas, you machines know nothing of eating. The ultimate pleasure. If only I had a mouth. I mean, for someone who doesn't have a mouth, you sure talk a lot. When I was just a young lad, I looked everywhere for love. I guess that's what a smile when I see young people laughing together. Alright, pale passion, everyone. This will save our loveless agile. Yes, it's a romance-filled addition to a Sweet Tooth series. The sweet aroma will attract members of the opposite gender. White goodness. With a monumentous discovery, I found an amazing cavern that burrows deep down below the perplexing pool. The ground was littered with enticing snacks. I've named the scrumptious cavern the Glutton's Kitchen. It was obvious once a shrine to the culinary gods. No dreams, take love. No love, take sweets. This is the most potent item in the Sweet Tooth series. Taco cushion. I stumbled across this object in a cave that reeked of putrid odor. My suit allowed me to breathe freely, but I couldn't filter out the overpowering stench. The worst part is I smell it all the time now. My sense of the taste will never be the same. The ship can't analyze taste, so I guess I'll have to do my best. A Sweet Tooth dream. Is it real or am I dreaming? If I had teeth, I'd be nibbling with vigor. I've toiled long and hard to collect all of these tasty treats. Surely it won't matter if I bring one back for my daughter as a souvenir. She loves snacks. Aw. A comfy, not too sugary bed. Youngsters who sleep here will have the sweetest of dreams. Confection hoop. The hole we searched today was filled with a saccharine scent. Your certificate put me at risk of developing a cavity. Look, I don't think I can eat anything sweet for a while. Wait, who am I kidding? The sugary delight has even a machine like me wishing to partake in its deliciousness. What a sweet-looking circlet. Some people in this world can eat anything that never get fat. It makes me jealous. I eat a cookie crumb and suddenly I've saddled with a buffer of blubber. To make matters worse, my wife and daughter are always scrutinizing my diet. Can a man enjoy pastry will in peace? Aw, poor Olimar. This is perfect for the kiddies, a small, well-formed ring of sugar. Go on, gulp it down. Yep, kids love sugar. Possessed squash, good name. All the plants in this region have interesting characteristics, like this freakish one. For example, lately I've started the habit of tasting new discoveries. Maybe dangerous to eat unfamiliar plants, but I've only gotten violently sick a few times. Yeah, only a few times. This mutated gourd of a titanic proportions is filled with a bad seeds. A score if you adore revulsion. Fossilized Irididae. The dead beast has the form of an animal, yet it can encase an organic compound. I've concluded that it is groundbreaking biological discovery. The ship says it is nothing more than a wooden statue. I wish I had more of an imagination. No, then it would probably talk even more than it does. That would be bad. This one was good, really funny actually. Put this in a natural history museum and watch the visitors line up with waving money. The giant statue was found on a savage planet and cleansed with its own rumored curse. Does it really come alive under a full moon? Own it and find out! Buying something from a museum, that sounds like pain. Colossal fossil. Must be a fossil remains of an enormous land-dwelling creature. I was able to piece together the entire beast, but it certainly had a massive head. It's obviously quite different from the Pikmin and other creatures I've encountered. Perhaps it's an extinct creature that couldn't adapt to changes in its environment. And what loser. A colossal fossil for collectors of bone. Bones this big make bone houses seem not so crazy. What the heck is a bone house? Leviathan feather. I can pronounce Leviathan, but not feather. This appears to be a huge bird feather, but I've never seen the creatures it once belonged to. I wonder if I ever will. I've only ever seen a few airborne creatures on this planet. I wonder why. Maybe it's just because I haven't encountered them yet. Oh no, what if they saw me take this feather? They could be watching me, waiting for the perfect moment to take their sweet revenge. All that's been discovered, the Titanic bird is a single feather. Whatever did it look like? Your imagination is the only tool we need to paint a picture of this dream, or nightmare of a bird. Almarnite shell. The fossil was dug up deep underneath the awakening wood. Given its shape and morphology, I suspect that it is some kind of prehistoric sea creature. It is so feasible to say that the whole region was once situated on the ocean floor. That's interesting, actually. A fossil of an ancient sea inhabitant. It is most desirable, despite the unappealing name. Captain Olimar named it without consulting anyone. He could have at least named it after his faithful spaceship. Fortified delicacy. I wonder what's become of the creature the shell was defending. Enigmas like this will always make me curious. Was it tasty? Maybe I should find one and give it a taste. All in the name of science and exploration, of course. A twisted shell whose surface is covered in spikes. This durable housing protects a meal that is said to define deliciousness, or the meal when is known only to Captain Olimar's crew. Well, they don't even know, it seems. Scrumptious shell. I've encountered all kinds of grotesque, inedible creatures on this strange planet. However, there's an area in the perplexing pool region that's chock full of them, of tasty critters. This flavorful item's texture is most agreeable into any life form, or so my data suggests. Do statements like these from a machine without taste buds strike you as odd? Not really. Memorial shell. I observed several species of shell-dwelling creatures inhabiting the perplexing pool. One of these feisty beasts forms a spherical gem within the meaty depths of its shell. In a way, this gem could be considered creature's life work. I consider my children my life's work. Oh, not his expeditions or anything. All that remains of a monster shellfish is a sparkle, the sole proof of its existence. Does this not make you want to treasure it? Only 151 more. Mysterious remains. This looks like some part of a crustacean. Its shape vaguely resembles a pair of scissors, but I've never seen anything quite like it. It's fair to assume this creature had already perished, but I don't understand why it hasn't already begun to fossilize. Perhaps it was eaten by another creature and spit out the unwanted parts? Whoa there, that's a crazy talk. Snickety snickety snip, snippety snackety snip. To think of the colossal creature that had pincers like these. These are the only remains, so your imagination can run wild. Imagination knows no boundaries. We already know what it looks like. We fought it, and I lost to it a lot. Crystal King. At first glance, it may look just like a pebble, but it's actually a crystallized life form. Okay, so I don't have any proof, but it's still an exciting scientific discovery. Collectors of a rare assemble. This is a one-of-a-kind specimen of a unique crystal life form. Proof? True collectors need no proof. The romantic piece could only be yours. Could be yours today, of course. Future orb. According to my analysis, this advanced contraption can reflect the future of those that peer into it. However, when the president looked into it, he saw total darkness. He said it must have been broken, but I'm not so sure. Is the future bright or dark? And dreary? If you are worried about tomorrow, this is for you. The multidimensional crystal visualizes the branches of time and displays the future. Gyroid bust. My son tells me this is a type of figurine is all the rage with the kids. Strangest things amuse kids. When I was a kid, we were lucky if we were allowed to talk about figurines. This looks exactly like gyros that have become so popular on planet Hakatate. Its pitiful expression is beloved by Hakatate youth. Detailed analysis revealed this artifact is extremely ancient. It's obviously an important archaeological discovery, but the salesman in me is more interested in its monetary value. Maybe I'll get the best of both worlds, selling it to a museum. Decades of toil with nose to the grindstone, insulting orders, swallow without a hiccup, such as life salaried by man. His name will not be remembered, his family will not be understand, but if the results bear out his efforts, then that is enough. Now nose to the grindstone, drone. I think that was someone's cry for help at Nintendo. This rare alien metal doesn't exist on Hakatate. When I gaze at it, I'm gripped with an overpowering sense of greed. On Hakatate, there's a valuable metal with stunning sheen that has similar effect. Perhaps this alluring metal is responsible for many of the planet's woes. Gold. Such radiance, such shine, like magic. The product stimulates greed in all intelligent life forms. Bring your wallet and gather around, buyers. Talking to the boss makes me crave the power to order people around. He just sits on his haunch all day, barking out wildly irrational requests. Ugh, when will be my turn to be the boss? He was on an expedition with you. That was incredibly selfless. All reason flies in the face of this sparkle, but it's not flashy. But it still inspires avarice. Purple platter. The monomolecular edge of this disastrous platter is sharp enough to split subatomic particles. Wow. I found it deep in an underground complex covered with slippery ceramic tiles. I learned there where I can blow my whistle by pressing B to save Pikmin from being burned, drowned, or being poisoned. Tutorial. I didn't get the... Yeah. The shiny disc sparkles beautifully, but it's the edge that could be effortless shear through the armor plating on the battle cruiser. It is not true that all greatest art is edgy for its time. Buy this landmark piece today. All this non-stop exploration has worn me out. I'm constantly battling bouts of fatigue. Thankfully, a quick sniff of this item's invigorating odor instantly wakes me up. The zesty scent also fills me with an irresistible urge to fight. This treasure must have been owned by an ancient warrior. Coffee cup. The unique perfumes of this item will destroy drowsiness, making the endless nights a walk in the park. The invigorator is perfect for those who have to work even when they least want to. Milk tub. It seems there is no shortage of daughters that think their fathers stink. I never had that problem, but it must be hard on those poor fathers. I shouldn't take advantage of it, but I'm sure they stink epidemic increases the value of treasure. Smelly fathers could take a dip in this portable milk pool, and their daughters would adore them for their farm fresh scent. What? Okay. Fathers throughout the universe, take no tell if your family dislikes your manly odor. This is for you. Fill your tub with the rich aroma of milk and soak your stench away. Don't be stingy now. Think of the children. You would smell even worse. Ew. Merciless extractor. When I look at the president, I can't see myself climbing the corporate ladder. To be a manager, you've got to be an inhuman, heartless villain. Yeah, think of the president, think of inhuman, heartless villain. That's what I think of. This trait allows them to flog their dedicated workers without mercy and still sleep at night. I can feel the same merciless cruelty radiating from this metallic altar. I wonder if it once was used for dark, unspeakable ceremonies, or if it was once the desk of a corporate boss. We'll never know. Squeeze, squeeze, and had enough squeeze! Ruthless savage heart is in machine form. No giant fruit can retain its juice in face of this relentless ringing device. If you are greedy down to the last drop, this is for you. The chrome trough has a very strange shape. It's bent and smooth, except for the sharp prong at the end of it. The ship insists that it's one of the 3 sacred treasures of Samadush, but I think it's just a kitchen sink. I was thinking 3 sacred treasures like Kid Icarus. Behold, the heavenly sparkle of this, one of the 3 sacred treasures of the Samadush. Now you can own the artifact and endless food and drink. Of course, its toughest machine as me is all completely meaningless. Which one is it? Like the shield, 3 sacred treasure? Utter scrap. This area we recently touched down and blanketed with a fresh layer of frozen precipitation. As tranquil, as relaxing as it is, I named it the Valley of Repose. Using Pikmin to move obstacles, I was able to open some new areas to exploration where I found this hunk of metal. Throw this wimpy piece of scrap metal out, or can garbage this banal become a work of art? Probably. Decorative goo. With the assistance of blue Pikmin, we found a canister of paint today. I used to give the ship a fresh coat of paint. But did it thank me? No! As a space pilot, I've always treated my ship like a trusted companion, even if it was a smart aleck. Yet the snobbish ship had the gall to complain about the color. There is no pleasing it. Forget this. I'm going to bed. Wasn't the dolphin originally supposed to be blue or something? Everyone enjoys decorating their favorite hues, but it's vital to utilize new colors now and then. This too of you will surely help you discover your new you. I found this object squirreled away in an underground complex. Some of these structures demonstrate in a high degree of culture. I'm summarized that each building must have been designed by an artist of great renown. The pink painting rod reinforced my hunch that this is a civilization appreciated fine arts. No artistic inclinations, no color sense, no worries. This no-hassle art implement was found on a primitive planet. From this day forward, you can be an artist of the ages. The size of this construction rig is astonishing. It could build an entire house in minutes. The strangest part is that I don't see any electrical plug on it anywhere. Surely you don't have to power it manually. I guess their houses are made out of, teepees or something. This is no lazy machine that runs out of power. This point-honing marvel works anywhere, anytime. The manual operation may tire you out, but the exercise will do you good. We've worked so hard, I think I could use some rest and relaxation. However, looking at all the valuable treasures we collected, I think we'll make a huge fortune. Then I can hire an army of butlers to attend my every whim. Like getting you a new wife. Poor me, woe is me, so much work, pity me, boo-hoo, sigh. These phrases fill one with a sense of sadness, and all are evoked by this mysterious charm. Interesting. I've had an upset stomach lately. I'm not old yet, but I'm not young anymore either. Maybe I should start doing a better job looking after my health. Perhaps basking in the contraption's magnetic rays will make me stronger. That is not how that works, unless pocketates are made of metal. The most powerful magnetic force in the universe. The healing properties of magnetic fields relieve backaches, headaches, toothaches, and even dreaded spleen aches. Not the spleen aches. My taste in music is highly refined, but my wife and kids have no taste at all. For example, when I ask my family if they want to go out for karaoke, they twist their faces and give me a nasty look. They don't know what they're missing. Aw, no one goes to karaoke with Olimar. This clam-like sound generator is all natural. The purity of the percussive tone is irresistible. Clack, clack. How are people going to fit these in their homes? Sometimes it's difficult to tell if a treasure a treasure is natural or manufactured. This ship has concluded that this treasure is natural, but I'm not so sure. The ship sulks and gripes for days if I disagree with it, so I'll have to keep my opinion to myself. Healing tones are old news. Well, greet this new trend. Super sounds of awakening. Air passing through the inner chamber sound a high note that acts as an acoustic refreshment. Whistles are not very refreshing in my opinion. With the help of my Pikmin, I've been able to widen the radius of my salvage search. The new areas that have opened up to more exploration are far more dangerous. Just to be safe, I better review Pikmin traits and characteristics. And tutorial. Press C to dismiss your Pikmin in the group and color. Hold A to pick up Pikmin. While holding Pikmin, press B to switch the color of Pikmin while you're holding. Yep. This amazing fortune-telling device follows the flow of the fate with eerie accuracy. It calculated the magnetic fields of the planet, stars, and living organisms to track the pulse of destiny itself. If you're an optimist who feels that the life points both south and north, this is for you. I found a weird item today. Wetting the surface produces an endless froth of bubbles. It's amusing, but it will take further investigation to determine if it's practical use. It may take a young and playful mind to unlock its secrets. When I return home, I think I'll show it to my kids. How sweet. Rubsy dubsy sudsy blow. Rubsy dubsy sudsy whoa. Sudsy sudsy scrub-a-da-doo. The more you rub, the more it bubbles and foams. Don't worry, it's all purpose. Just scrub. Flame of tomorrow. From the beginning of time, my people have searched for a perfectly clean, endless, renewable energy source. Fortunately, we've never found anything close to the rubbing these two objects seems to produce fire. Maybe this is the long-lost energy source we've always been searching for. Nope, that's called coal, Olimar. That is very bad for the environment. Is this the flame of a hope that spawned humanoid civilization? Hokatate needs new energy source, and this could be a fine candidate. Will machines like me be powered by this someday? Well, then again, that is a lot of fire for, tiny people. Yellow Pikmin are infatuated with high places. They seem to love it when I toss them high into the air. Once I hurled them up to a high area, and they came back down with this treasure. More shocking than lightning and a bolt. More shocking than a lightning bolt. Faster than a light motel, able to crush rocks in one bash. This device can clear any impediment in one fell swoop. Our salvage operations have yielded several unbelievably advanced artifacts. According to my analysis, this cutting device can slice through the fabrics of time and space. My days of struggling to open food canisters are over. Oh, we're just gonna use it for that. A dimensional cutter that slices through space and time. This is nothing to be trifled with. Good children will know not to play with this item. Yes, the good children. This must be some kind of memory capsule left behind by a lost civilization. It has been behind in some image data, but I cannot make sense of it. I'm going to have to do some additional analysis. I'll document any exciting new developments in my log, along with pages and pages of meaningless doodles. Oh, I can't throw Pikmin. I can't throw Pikmin carrots at it. This shiny pod was found buried in a time capsule, holding image data of unknown origin. Is it possible to fathom that the data's import? The riddle will entrance all puzzle solvers. That is a cute dog, though. I've never had my desire to climb up the corporate ladder, but I'm beginning to think I should. Every year the kids grow older and get more expensive. Taking care of them is the most important duty. I should take lessons from the ship on how to be a high-pressured salesman. Then I'd rake in the cash. What is wrong with the delicate dance of beautification, flattery, and flirtation? What I ask? If it makes life more fun, keep it up. Come on, buy yours today. Every day, it's nothing but work. Work. Sometimes I need to just get off my mind. So I set this thing up, and I set this thing up as a stage and taught the Pikmin a song and dance routine. Red, purple, white, yellow, and blue Pikmin danced in perfect unison, sang their little hearts out. Probably sang Anuuda. When I return home, I should take up a career as a dance instructor. I love how he's like, I'm gonna do that. That's so cute. Come rain, wind, or typhoon, this stage will always support the hidden singer deep in your soul. It is a lovely instant dance stage. How about taking one on tour with you, star or rock? I can't conceive of how this creature with teeth this big could ever have lived. Emperor Bullblacks, that bloated meat whale, is the only creature I've seen half this size. The only thing I can do is hope I never encounter something that massive. Don't worry, do not worry, you will not. This is a part of a previously unknown giant life form. What might the entire beast look like? Let your imagination run wild, and the creature the largest of all living beings in your head. Today we ventured across the plains to reach a cold cavern I've been meaning to spelunk. The Pikmin have a hard time coping with the bitter cold, but they were real troopers. Somehow, they summoned the strength to carry this box, so I hope it's full of treasure. It's... wait. Well, maybe he'll tell us what's inside. Be satisfied with the decorative outer shell of the rectangle. It is more enduring since you can't see what's inside. Not being able to open it makes it all the more special. In reality, it's empty! Aww. There was no treasure. Some works of fine art are timeless, while others are fleeting. Once lit, this sculptured pillar of wax will burn with glory for a short time before flaming out. The purpose of this piece of art is to help us all envision our final moment of flaming glory. On the surface, this is not art. It is temporary spectacle compared to the glory of eternity, and yet that is why it is art. Machines like me are incapable of comprehending this. Did a pretty fine job comprehending it there. Today, we searched the caves located at the far end of the Valley of Repose. To ensure that we're thoroughly combing the region for treasure, we have to check every cave. Thanks to this diligence, we found this very item. Oh, well, I thought that was a typo. No. Found this very item. To memorialize our exploration into the unknown, I named that cave Frontier Cavern. No danger, no matter how small. Dodges that notice of this never fail. Peace of mind alarm system. In fact, it will warn you of danger that is not even present. Sometimes I miss my carefree bachelor days. Once you have a family, those days are history. I like spending time with my wife, but sometimes I just want to be alone. Oh, poor Omar. Put this on your spouse and you will always know if he or she is approaching. How convenient. It must have item for couples who like to hide things. Yes, market to that niche. Nah, I don't know if it's niche actually. This stirring object reminds me of my dream I once had when I was a child. The twinkling stars held me so much promise and mystery. That's why it's... that's why it reminds me when I was a child. Think back and remember the starry skies of your youth. Innocence, every being once possessed it, but it is lost over time. This star had the shape of a precious memory. All the major credit cards accepted. That's good, actually, that's really good. This object sparkles beautifully. It's enormous, but I think it will make a great party decoration. That reminds me of the last time my family threw a party. I was busy at work and I couldn't make it, so my wife and kids enjoyed the party without me. My family grows further and further away from me each day. That's really sad. Olimar just needs to spend time with his family. According to our marketing survey, this is a year's hip product. Focus tests don't lie. Interior furnishing that creates a laid-back atmosphere, all the rage with Joe Hockatate. Who is Joe Hockatate? Did he invent Hockatate? Probably not. The last cave we searched yielded a variety of oddly shaped and bizarrely colored treasure. For instance, this crooked object appears to be a boot, but it's adorned with several strange modifications. Perhaps it's some kind of modern art. While I was exploring this warped land, I got the feeling that time passed faster than usual. Upon researching it further, I realized it was my mind playing tricks on me. But whenever I touch this object, I can feel the space-time continuum bending. Whoa, suddenly this all seems very hard to believe. I need a nap. Did I do this one? I did not. This piece of art was made in the shape of a boot, so to symbolize glorious progress. Where does civilization begin, and where does it go? Machines have long pondered this. Yes. This was all the rage these days. Yeah. Belief in the future, in dreams and unknown wonders, like this broken time machine part. This does not work, so there is no way to confirm its abilities, but surely your heart believes. Yes, my heart believes. There's a strange design on this metallic platter. It gives me the mystical chills. Maybe living beings were never meant to comprehend its true meaning? Interesting. Do not doubt, for the power of a believing heart is limitless. Feel these mysterious patterns. Is your heart open? Only the pure of heart can truly know this mysterious circle's power. We recently found all sorts of mechanical parts scattered around a cave. The walls and floor were constructed of solid steel. Perhaps it was once a great military fortress, so I decided to name it the subterranean complex. Wrong. All right. Harnessing the absence of air, this environmentally friendly computer has incredibly fast and predisposition to impulse is a bit of a minus, however. This appears to be some kind of hyper-advanced light-refracting computer component. Perhaps I can upgrade the ship with an imagination. With an imagination. Oh, okay, I just got it. I just got the joke. Yeah. This will solve any problems given enough time. The CPU's true processing grit sells itself. No, it won't, because no one knows what that means. Well, I do, but not a lot of people do. Well, more nowadays than used to be, but that's why no one ever bought Microsoft back in the day. By back in the day, I mean like the 90s. I wasn't born in the 90s, but you get what I mean. According to my research, this is an acoustic interface motherboard. I shall install this on this ship. It might shut him up for a while, then again, if I learn to override the hardware, it might even become more surly than it is now. Joining forces and working together must inevitably create a greater ultimate power. This computer has many friends that it works with to generate optimum results. This receiver intercepts harmful radiation from outer space. It's a highly dangerous piece of machinery that should be handled with extreme caution. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin that carried it looked a little dazed when they were carrying it. Invisible electromagnetic waves circulate all around you, here, there, everywhere. This receiver picks up dangerous electromagnetic waves from outer space. Strange. My parts are syncopating to the rhythms. Doot-dee-doot-dee-doot. Utilizing the unique abilities of the yellow Pikmin, we breached the electrical gate. This allowed us to access a previously uncharted subterranean wooden structure. The last time I was here, I never noticed the capacity to dissipate electrical charges. Perhaps they have other undocumented behaviors and abilities. Amid the noise of the world, this healing antenna will produce a quiet evening just for you. Exciting radio program, fun TV shows are all shut out because the antenna does not receive any type electromagnetic wave. Its sullen behavior is for your own good. Several artifacts like this were sitting in the hole I explored today. The temperature inside the cave was perilously low, and the treasure were freezing to the touch. I felt sorry for the Pikmin that had to carry it. After the little hands looked numb. Aw. This device was designed based on principles of stabilitomy. No, I always I hate that. Stabilitome. I don't even care. It holds anything firmly in place. With this, galactic typhoons are no longer to be feared. This object must have been manufactured long ago by some kind of machine. Back then, they didn't have the fun toys kids have these days. My son is a video game addict, but I'm terrible at them. He teased me about them. Wait, I've got Yui. Yui. I've got it. Louis young. He must be a video game wizard. He can give me some hot tips on how to play Pikmin 2. Hot tip? Swarm a lot. In Pikmin 1. Hot tip Pikmin 2? Use purple Pikmin. Compared to the standard bonding exquisite, this item is 4 times. No, even more. This metal fastener is 256 times more powerful in time. It will fix anything in position. There appears to be a link between the treasures we found in an underground structure. We found several machine parts that fit together. These parts may provide a clue to the original function of the area. None want to believe it. A world so brutal as it requires a steel torso guard for self-defense. It is certainly unattractive. But what do you value more, fashion or personal safety? That's funny. Even seasoned explorers like myself, get occasionally lost when crossing vast, swampy expanses. I better stay calm and methodically. I'm going to explore each area. I'm getting tired of walking. Maybe I'll try wearing this bizarre metal ring around my waist. It might provide a relaxing massage effect. Probably not. This item, though rough, is a perfect back brace for fathers. It even has a built-in massager. I've once again discovered a completely undocumented species of Pikmin. These white Pikmin can be found to dig up items that are buried entirely underground. We never would have found this priceless treasure without them. Thankfully, it is perfect stuff to patch a hole I just noticed in the ship's hull. P.S. I named the cave where I first encountered the white Pikmin, the White Flower Garden. The latest must-have item for all ship emergency repair kits. This miracle fabric lightsaber. Its adhesive power is so great, once applied, it can never be removed, not even surgically. Sure. Material is ideal for patching chinks in spacecraft armor. Too bad we've got only one of these because the ship sure has a lot of holes. Most spaceship repair kits are easy to use and handy to have around. This one is a bit old. Its adhesive power is waning, so I will let it go at a discount. My analysis has concluded that this object possesses powerful adhesive abilities. Could there be possibly be anything else sticky? It's unlikely, but the universe is a big place. This item has absorbed the anger of natural world and turned it into a raw adhesive power. With the short attention span of today's society, it has almost eternal endurance. The vivid color of the red stones reminds me of my wife's eyes when they burn with rage. Just between you and me, I've noticed lately that she's been getting more wrinkles. Now that I think about it, I've probably caused her a lot of stress. When I return Hocketate, I'll take her on a long vacation. That's such a sweet thing to think. You're like, oh man, my wife's getting mad at me. She's getting older. You know, maybe I'll take her to a vacation. That's always a nice thing. This crimson stone is said to reflect the contents of the soul and detect strong emotions. Whether it indicates passion or righteous ire, it depends on the love you give to your wife each day. Aww. I've lived for decades, and yet there are still mysteries that are beyond my comprehension. For example, why are women so crazy about things that sparkle? That's one enigma I'll probably never unravel. You've lost your cuteness, Olimar. A stone with a subtle twinkle that grants harmony, stability, and tranquility to the beholder. Oh, I thought it was a comma. It's period. No, that's... Okay. The other day, my daughter begged me to get her some jewelry. She's becoming so fashion conscious. I knew girls grow up quickly, but I never imagined it would happen this fast. That stinks. This scintillating jewel will make girlfriends feel like queens of the galaxy, and boyfriends feel like kings of debt. Fit for the ruler of the universe, it is the ultimate giant diamond. When I look at the sapphires, I remember a long time ago when I'd buy my wife jewelry. I'd buy her jewels every time she cried, which turned out to be all the time. It was tough with my meager salary. Like a forlorn heart during the rainy season, this sapphire is lovely, but tingled with sadness. Poetry. Salvaging this treasure was a dangerous and difficult task. I found it so deeply in the bowels of a dank, predatory infested cavern. My only hope of surviving was to strategically use all 5 colors of Pikmin. Oh, I thought it was continued after that. This stone is for all fathers who want their daughters to grow up to be elegant, rather than flashy. There is nothing cheap about the sparkle of the stone. It is the gift you have been looking for. Lately, it seems that my daughter has been admiring my wife's ring. For now, she's satisfied with her cheap toy ring, but when she gets bigger, I love watching her grow up, but it also makes me fearful for my wallet. An emerald in the shape of a 4-leaf plant. Its vivid green hue soothes the soul and calls forth joy. Order yours today. What is this? I've encountered countless treasures on this expedition, but I've never seen anything like this. All I can say about it is that it's both astounding and absurd. Amazing? More than amazing. It is so overwhelming that my CPU is acting zert, beep, zert, kasap. Rebooting. What a spectacular find! This crimson jewel was found in a hole deep below the icy surface. When viewed from a distance, the dazzling red sparkle looks like a dancing flame. Of course, the dancing flames may just be a symptom of actual hypothermia. The sight of this may warm you when you are cold, a lovely side effect of valuable treasures. Okay. I'm captivated by this treasure's unique glimmer. I found it in a breathtaking complex of caverns. I'm glad to see I'm already enjoying the fruits of my labor. Long ago, evil forces clashed with the forces of justice. The evil was defeated and locked away in the stone. Interesting. That's peculiar. When I gaze at the stone, all my stress seems to wash away. I'm suddenly not so annoyed with my irrational boss and unappreciated of underlings. I'm not even annoyed with the tight-fisted corporation I slave for each and every day. Cry for help at Nintendo. Wash away all your stress and angst with the glory of this enduring symbol of love. We traveled across the universe to this planet, pursuing the dream of discoveries. I found a cavern that symbolizes the goal of our grand expedition, so I named it the Dream Den. Okay, I read that one. I was making sure. Stone, soil, and the stars themselves ready with delight for the symbol of galactic desire. I can never say this within earshot of the ship, but years of hard use has taken their toll. For one thing, its thermostat is broken. The temperature in the cockpit can fluctuate wildly between sweltering heat and frigid cold. The human heat is awful, but the bone-chilling cold is even worse. Looking at this heart-warming gem gives me the strength to endure these elements. Dang. This gem holds the shape of the universal symbol of love, yet its cut and light refracting abilities to make it menacing superweapon in disguise. It could be used to create a horrifying doomsday death ray, or something even worse. We peaceful machines live in eternal fear of the ability of living things to turn anything into weapons. That's kind of true. We found this treasure in a cave teeming with merciless enemy creatures, but we did find this gorgeous jewel, so it wasn't all bad. Update, it turns out it's just plastic, so it was just bad after all. Those who view this gem's green twinkle become filled with great hopes and expectations. However, the rewards neither. This artistic sham only provides short-lived happiness, because it's fake. I get really scared when women get angry with me. Wives and daughters have sinister ways to get back at you for forgetful fathers. The cold brilliance of this stone will freeze the hearts of all admirers and sap their wills. Men throughout the universe will gaze upon this and be reminded of their wives. These parts joined together to form an elegant treasure, naturally seeming the two separate makes me sad. Suppose that what reality makes us sad is in fact that I'm separated from my family. Aww. It looks like a common gem, but it is actually a female specimen of a gemstone life form. Collect a male and female, and they will sparkle in the darkness, longing for one another. A captain views his ship as a brother and a partner, someone he can trust with his life. It's crucial for them to develop an unquestionable, unfaltering trust. But I refuse to believe that this simple trinket is some kind of a living gem. That's insane. Once again, daydreams come alive. This is not just a fine gem, but a rare, inorganic life form. Wow. Okay. From the shape of it, I've concluded this stone is some kind of data transmission monitor. However, Louis and the ships keep telling me I'm way off the target. I told them, if I'm so wrong, what do you think? I don't see you guys suggesting any alternatives. They're just being negative. I'm gonna go with my gut and feeling on this one. The communications monitor was found on an uncivilized planet. Sadly, it is broken and does not work. As such, its purpose cannot be confirmed. Yet, the only heightened of its irresistible appeal, reality, or... I don't think I finished that one. Misperception. Either way, you should buy it. Glad I didn't miss that one. According to my analysis, this object has a high intellectual capacity, but if it's so smart, why would it pass on some of its wisdom to me? This creature holds the greatest concentration of knowledge in all the known universe. However, due to its reclusive personality, it pretends to be a mere pebble. Of course. I speculate that this crystal is in fact highly intelligent. It must possess telepathic powers when I peer into it. The reflection of my face is bright red. It must be sensing my stress. Tomorrow, I think I'll sleep through the whole day. That would make me feel terrible. This thought crystal checks your stress levels with telepathic powers. It is currently all red. Red. The world is filled with stress, and this is the color that represents our society. According to the ship's scanners, this inanimate object has the capacity to love. Unfortunately, my love is already spoken for. Although, of course, one of the wisest beings in the universe, this entity also boasts a galactic-sized helping of love. However, due to its shyness, it will never speak out of that love. That's true for a lot of people. The Pikmin are always staring at me. It's nice to see that they look up to me, but it's becoming unnerving. Sometimes I want them to hide away in the ship just to escape their beady eyes. The crystal is empowered with the psychokinetic abilities. If it is so inclined, it will use the mighty powers to do some physical labor in your stead. When it will be so inclined is unknown, however, of course. My investigation has concluded that this object embodies the spirit of comedy, but when it comes to humor, not even this item can stand up to unrivaled powers of hilarity. To my powers of hilarity. Did I finish that? Too bad the president doesn't appreciate my comedic genius. Of course. Although the universe's most intelligent being is this creature, entire existence, from the birth of the universe to its untimely collapse, it is dedicated to devising a very special joke. It's gonna be like the punchline's gonna be like poop or something. That'd be funny. Trying to sort out of the 5 different colors of Pikmin is giving me a headache. I'll be a much better tactician if I take a moment to study each of the Pikmin's unique abilities. Red Pikmin immune to fire, purple Pikmin strong and heavy, bruises that can lift big loads, white Pikmin fast and immune to the effects of poison, can also be found hidden treasure underground, yellow Pikmin highly agile and immune to electrical damage, also fly high when thrown, blue Pikmin thrive into water. Phew, it should be easy to identify each Pikmin's ability based on the color. Of course. The mystical crystal has the ability to channel energy between this world and the next. The spiritual connectivity will act as a life navigator for a positive existence. The shape resembles a mammal's appendage, but I have no idea what it actually does. Shipping with what can be only described as beast drool. I can't blame the ship for not wanting to touch it, and I don't want to touch it either. The shape. Though the mind forgets, the heart remembers. All sentient life forms must recall the love of their mothers. Great. What an odd doll. I can't stop squeezing it. I've decided to market this doll back home as an exercise apparatus. People could work up a good sweat with this thing. The boss is fairly plump. I'll suggest that he uses it. Aw, poor president. Push it, pull it, tackle it. This touch figurine that pops right back up. No matter what you do, this is just the thing to get you sweating and shedding those extra holiday pounds. Why, our very own company president was able to drop 10% of his body weight. Wow, that doesn't sound healthy. 10%. The first time I laid eyes on this hideous treasure, I thought it was a giant aquatic monster. It took me several terror-filled seconds to realize that it's just an ugly statue. Ugliness that can destroy all beauty drives deep despair into the heart of the beholder. This hideous item is must-have for connoisseurs of all things wretched and repellent. But while this thing over here, I'm not just an intergalactic space captain. I'm also an artist. I see the inner beauty in everything. Some things other people call ugly and boring. I find it intellectually stimulating and aesthetically pleasing. It's true, I'm sophisticated like that. This is both pinnacle of beauty and nadir of ugliness, the definition of ugly beauty. No word for this state exists, but my data banks indicate that bugly will suffice. The ship is noisy, but nothing compares to the boss's inane chatter. Blah blah blah, it never ends. You can learn a lot from this noiseless, disembodied head. Louie's quiet nature was hard to adjust to, but now I've grown to appreciate the peace and quiet. The perfect gift in the age of overwhelming information. This mute face cherishes silence. If you value your peace and quiet, why not spend some time staring into this face? 1 hour, 2 hour. I'm feeling drowsy. Energy saving mode initiated. I have a confession to make. I've become enamored with this object. I know I shouldn't fall for company property, but I can't suppress these feelings forever. Gaze into these round eyes and experience wave after wave of joy. Yes, love is good. You know, I'm gonna... Okay. I tried flying this thing. Okay, I feel a lot better now. I tried flying this thing once. It moved too rapidly, and I contracted vertigo. Maybe it could be used as an amusement ride. The youngins would love it. However, I don't think I'll ever ride it again. Just an ordinary spring? Hardly. It is a high-speed thrill ride tested by one of our employees. Just, Omar, jump aboard for a ride so fast it'll make you see other worlds. Today I found the remains of a wooden construction engine buried deep under the surface. I can't imagine anyone on the uncivilized planet inventing anything. We have to wait until later to finish surveying this maze, but this place intrigues me. There may be something interesting to learn about this primitive object. This will exhilarate your soul like a magical popcorn. Kaboom! Happiness explodes from within. The shape of itself speaks wondrous things to come. Let us get excited. Investigating alien object provides you with an opportunity to solve new mysteries. For example, when I rolled this object, I discovered it's perfectly for tilling land. Usually I have a machine that analyzes the treasures we find, but sometimes I too examine the artifacts with my razor-sharp intellect. I wonder what Olimar went to college for or something. I'm assuming he did. Spin, spin, thump. Spin this on the ground and look. It throws dirt all over. Plowing the field is a perfect tool for those who who want to cultivate mini onions at home. Perplexing mysteries are often solved in unexpected ways. When I was studying this item earlier today, I was astounded at its unbelievable bulk. It was so heavy, I would have never been able to move it without my burly purple Pikmin. Later analysis indicated this thing is in fact some kind of heavy artillery. My apocalyptic weapon made of super heavy gravity compressed materials of unknown origin. This fact that is a great weight makes it uncontrollable. It makes it uncontrollable is great. What the heck was this? The fact that its great weight makes it uncontrollable is at times a mild detriment. That was a weird placement of is. I recently noted that changes in the planet's environment happen at a very rapid pace compared to how it was when I was here, for the perplexing pool has drastically changed. Due to the frequent tectonic shifts, the region appears slightly different from each time I enter. It could be a natural phenomenon, but it's also as if I feel the presence of a guiding hand. Maybe it's my imagination running wild. More proof to the theory that these are just idle areas, which I don't think is actually a theory, it's probably just canon. This is an incredibly dangerous aquatic explosive which has fortunately never detonated. None know its true destructive power, but this could well be the most cataclysmic weapon ever. I've never seen such a huge lens. It must have been designed as a nano-grade magnifier by a hyper-advanced society of alien megabrains. Gah! This object is far too complex for even my superior scientific intellect to comprehend. Peek into this item with a sense of wonder and glimpse a frightening gigantic world. This lens is a window into the thrilling world of tiny creatures everywhere. The weather was beautiful today in this region. The weather is always good. The plants and the animals thrive on all that sunlight. I want to hurry up these finish cataloging and all of the treasures so I can get back to the sunshine. No height is too great to fall from if you possess this. It may be frightening, but you'll get over it. At first, this object looked impressive, but closer inspection reveals it's a cheap statue in many ways. It reminds me of my father. I probably shouldn't tell him that. Why does all of my family all hate him? Once on an unknown planet, a megalithic civilization flourished, and this proof of its existence. For hoarders of an ancient artifacts, this must have a piece. Truly, collectors will crave it. I do not know if it is true or not, but items in demand fetch higher prices. This statue features an astounding degree of detail. It looks like a present I gave my mom for Mother's Day. I miss her. Sometimes. He likes his mom. Stone carving was lined up with others as if they were meant to protect something. Proof of a megalithic civilization. I am unsure about that, but bluffing is paramount. My long journey has led me to this compelling stone. During my quest, I've narrowly escaped being crushed, chewed, ingested, scorched countless times, but somehow I preserved this stone. And reminds me of that. It's like it has a personality of its own. I'd like to take it back with me and place it in my garden to commemorate this expedition. For those who care for others, for those who hail subordinate and send them into the unknown. Only these few will appreciate this fine, distinctive stone. Did I just describe myself? Luck wafer. What a strange pattern. When I look at it, I can feel good fortune smiling down on me. If I could just buy a lottery ticket right now, I'd win. Gambling. This appears when you have no money to play lottery. It will appear when you can only turn to gambling, and floats away when you do. The mystic pattern is like a magnet for good luck, so at least you can enjoy the feeling lucky. Explorers strive, the fate decides. This is my last treasure I got in this game. Explorers strive, but fate decides. You can prepare and practice for an expedition, but there's only so much a person can do. Sometimes you have to put your life in fate's hands. I've come to understand this intergalactic truth while I was traveling to the farthest reaches of the universe. Fate and I are pretty close. At the end of a long life, some beings wish to live the world and stroll in a field of flowers. Did this desire ever come to fruition? I do not know, but this beautiful deck of luck wafers makes me wonder. Even if we get Machine Pounder the Great Power down at the end of the trail. Computers view the world in ones and zeros, but many people are different. Our world isn't simply black and white, right or wrong. Everybody is different. Maybe one day the ship will understand that. And maybe one day you don't give me sass when I ask it to collect a slimy specimen. Jerk. The world is divided into two groups, ones and zeros. Are you in the winning and the losing group? If you love the thrill of the game, but do not care for the outcome, this is stone for you. It symbolizes both victory and defeat. What a concept. When I gaze at the stone, I can feel the fate being forecasted. It must be known that what's going on to happen to me. I'm sure it seems I'll be hailed as a brilliant visionary and brave explorer when I return to Hoard. More powerful than effort, more relentless than talent, luck is the true ruler of life. The mystical stones test the path of luck. So are you the true master of your life? Now we get to one of my favorite series. At night, I have nothing to do but keep me occupied. I've been searching for something something to dull the boredom. But every time I find something I want to play with it, it's broken. This object is a great example. It looks fascinating, but I can't get it to function. I guess I'll have to write it in this is my journal. It's the Game & Watch. Going to bed early is a waste of time for a lively soul. This tree maker makes nights fun. Fine, so it is broken and does not work. That is a drawback. Come on, use your imagination. This particular object, just looking at it, fills me with a powerful sense of nostalgia. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin had a curious look on their faces when they carried it. Or maybe it was just my imagination. It's a GameCube D-pad. This odd rock completely filled with nostalgia. No one can dispute the magical powers of this stone. Can the day when this rock rules the entire universe be far away? When I get near this captivating treasure, I can't stop myself from spinning it over and over and over again. I shouldn't spin it so much of a valuable treasure, but it shouldn't be so hard to have self-control. For now on, instead of actually spinning it, I'll just imagine I'm doing it instead. Wow, this is so much fun. I agree, actually. Spinning GameCube control stick is really fun. This produces a mysterious shape-like induced mental effect in all living creatures. You simply must rotate it. Spin, 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 spins. What fun it must be. The cave we searched today was lined with flames spewing spouts. The temperature in the cave was absolutely stifling. Oh, that reminds me. I completely forgot to tell Louis about the red Pikmin. He's so quiet. Don't forget he's even there. This item I salvaged from the cave seems to be some kind of storage device, but I have no way to play it back in the contents. It's a floppy disk that contains video games they had in Japan. I already went over what it is. All worldly matters from the time start to end are said to be recorded in the historical vaults. It is so huge decoding it all would be impossible. Its mere existence that's said to be make one philosophical. It contains Contra. I remembered, old buddy. I can't believe I had the fortune to find this thing underground. It looks like a component of a huge mechanical doll. It looks just like a part from a robot in a cartoon I used to watch as a kid. How nostalgic. The futuristic machine makes me feel like I've traveled back in time. This relic rose directly from the sands of time. Its shape invokes waves of sweet nostalgia. Middle-aged men throughout the universe harken back to the days of their youth and grin. They pass on their tales to the next generation, filling them with adventure and romance. He likes romance. Since I landed on this planet, I've encountered countless treasures that remind me of my childhood. I wonder why that is. I think it's because the objects we're discovering look just like things that I had as a kid. This one is one of those items. Red, the color memories of sunsets at the end of the day, with play or pure embarrassment. The other day, I actually threw away my son's favorite toy. He wouldn't stop crying. Aw, it feels bad, actually. Some things that seem important to adults are treasures to kids. When I was the boy, I'm sure I felt the same way about my favorite things. Now, my family is my treasure. Aw. No matter how old you grow, you sometimes remember the treasures of a childhood. Take this gift. When I observe this object, I can't stop myself from tearing up. I wonder why. It's hard to say, but it might just because sometimes the items remind me of the past. Remember your treasure toys? You took such good care of them, but some broke anyways. For some reason, this green jar box brings back those memories and causes your heart to quiver. When I was a kid, I always wanted toys to be blue. Blue is such a cool color. I agree, blue is my favorite color. Children throughout the universe are captivated by very thought of this cool blue disc. Hakatate toy makers are swamped with orders for this popular item. Yesterday, we ventured into a spooky hole. Perhaps previously, all of the organisms we've encountered were massed together in one cave. Had I not divided the Pikmin into the color and utilized their unique abilities, I would never have made it out alive. In memory of my daring adventure, we decided to name the Hole of Heroes. The object resembles the first treasure I found on this planet, so it holds a certain sentimental value to me. However, it's just noticed that it's slightly size different. Sometimes I take the time to read my previous logbook. It's a good time to reflect on my past sometimes. Some magnetic energy unknown on Hakatate is trapped inside. Who couldn't use it? Who couldn't use more energy? The cryptic item exhibits an unbelievable quantity of stored dormant energy. The civilization that created this must have advanced tremendously when it discovered this powerful new energy source. If I were to take this technology back home, how would it affect the future of Hakatate? Humanoid history is one big scramble for energy, and this is a colossal fountain of it. Has the change of renewable energy on Hakatate already begun? We machines watch. We recovered our first treasure. Amazingly, the Pikmin remembered how to salvage it. I can't understand their adorable language, and I don't know what they're saying. Yet, I'm so happy to see when I crashed on this planet, the Pikmin helped me locate my missing ship parts. In my darkest hour, the Pikmin were there for me. Now that I've reunited with them, I know everything will be alright. They will, right? We know how it went. Physical energy is not the only kind. The energy dearest to us is that made by love and courage. The ship has a lot of self-importance for a machine. Apparently, machines can exhibit human characteristics after all. Perhaps they even have a soul. If this is true, then maybe you can work them into the ground until their spirit is broken and they stop giving you lip. Oh no, I'm turning into the president. I knew that was coming. According to my measurements, almost no energy should remain within. Yet some does. The energy one can draw from matter has a limit, but energy of the heart is endless. Perhaps that is the case. Here, this proves that machines have will and determination. Boom. Yesterday, ship accused me of sampling all the food we've been collecting. That ship has a lot of nerve. It's Louis, probably. This food pack makes you want to throw all dietary restrictions out the window and take a bite. When I see a closed container, I cannot help myself. I feel like I must open it and see what's inside. But when opening it, I guess you could lose its value. I guess I'll just have to use my imagination. This calls out to be opened, peeked inside, and tasted. This temptation-filled item is perfect for those who wish to test the strength of their resolve. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes desire overpowers reason. At least, that's what I told myself when I sampled this salty snack. No matter how much you eat, this magic container is never empty. So go on ahead and have a bite. Captain Mahler and his crony use this excuse. They later issued a written apology. Fruit guard. Among the treasure we've collected, many of them have strange scrawlings on them. Fortunately, the alien writings are indecipherable. but the pictures can be understood easily though. This one has to see a picture of a fruit on it. Ah, is that the case? The center of it must contain a sweet nectar. A quick taste won't hurt. A taste of knowledge from a foreign world. This container holds juices of a primitive fruit. If you can if you are a devotee of genuine taste, you cannot pass this up. It tastes like the apple, the insect condo. I guess I didn't try it because I thought it was just an insect condo. What a fascinating storage container. There's more food crammed in here than I could eat in a lifetime. Louis, however. A food storage tank bewitchingly titanic size. As legend has it, this item is also captivating that Discovery tried to claim it for himself. This ship's hold is so discolored and disorganized, I wonder if we're actually finding new treasures or if we just rediscovering old ones. A packed to the brim food container. According to legend, the discoverer of the item found it and immediately began to drool. We're getting to the lip healing. In a survival situation, the most important things are water, courage, and a first aid kit. I've got water and an endless supply of courage, but I don't sometimes have a first aid kit. Sometimes I don't have a whole motivation either. I may be a daring explorer, but some days I just want to be loaf around all day and sleep. Wait, what if the president reads my journal? I've never dreamed of slacking on the job. Yeah. A must-have medical item for explorers. If you need a powerful result, this is for you. It even comes with a testimonial from our employees. Use this and have nothing to fear again. I did this one, right? Yeah. I'm shocked. I can't believe this is the only stock of medical supplies we've got. If one of us were to get ill or injured, we'd have to be serious trouble. We have to be sure to watch our step, and we always wash our hands. We could also search for medicine among the treasures we've collected. A dependable item in crucial times. Stay safe by keeping one at home and one at the office. It is indispensable. If you are health conscious, buy this. This is something that machines cannot comprehend. The heart of art. The soul of creativity. If you understand the appeal of this design, your heightened senses are space pilot level. I forgot to do all ours. It is truly a heart-wrenching design. I've never been this motivated by one art piece. Every time I view it, I can't stop crying. The ship mocks at me by squirting engine coolant at me, but it's obviously just jealous that it can't shed any tears. Of course, Snapple is the most beautiful thing in the world. I guess they paid a lot of money for that. I've noticed that some of the objects we've collected have undeniable similarities. Perhaps these treasures were revered by ancient civilizations. There are many items that look like this one, but they have contents and are profoundly different. Those who are aware of these differences. This particular item should please any buyer. How odd! When I gaze at this puzzling pattern, I have a vision of nature. At first, I thought this was a plant ecosystem was alien and unnatural, but I've now learned to fully appreciate its beauty. However, I can still comprehend the stunning natural landscape of Hoggate. I hope I can return soon to my homeland soon. Natural beauty fills the design, and merely viewing it incites a rapturous thirst. How about it? According to recent statistics, the elderly people in Hoggate love to eat sweets. Despite them, young people are eating all the spicy food they cannot get their hands on. Chiseling at their artifact makes my mouth feel spicy. When I bring it back, it's sure to be all the rage with surly teens everywhere. Tonight, I think I'll practice signing autographs. Behold the overwhelming power of monochrome yellow. Spiciness fills both the eyes and the mouth. Irresistible saliva tricks. When I crash landed on this planet, I got sick of eating only Hoggate noodles every day. This time is no different. We didn't have time to properly prepare some tasty provisions. I can't stop drooling whenever I look at the evocative object. Hungry explorers must learn to use their imagination in absence of food. Uncontrollable drooling, cannot stop. In fact, interfacing with this ad gives me a non-stop case of drooling. I lie, machines cannot drool. Gate. Wait. Okay, yeah. I was just making sure. Okay. Gate. Staring at the symbol tantalizes my taste buds. I never observed this before, but my sight and sense of taste appear to be connected. Perhaps this is some kind of psychological advertising. I'll have to tell the ship about it. I like the logo of the Velastic Eagle. The Pelican. Yeah, Pelican. The cryptic design contains a link between sight and taste that is unknown to Hakatate. According to the psychology of the unknown shapes, gazing at this will let you taste the unknown. There are several different patterns drawn on this object's surface. They appear to be characteristics or letters, but I can't make any sense of them. It's just educated guess, but I wonder if the object is kind of Elton bulletin board. The size of the object seems to about right for it. Perhaps this is some ancient billboard, but perhaps not. Its authenticity may be in question. But if you can use it for inspiration, you may become a top flight executive. This strange object makes me want to dance. I can't fight it, must dance. Hey, this isn't too bad. I've been packing on the pounds, and this could be the great way to get some exercise. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha-cha. The esoteric design will make viewers want to get up and move for no apparent reason. This is perfect for people who want to diet but can never seem to get started. Strange story. When I inspected this item on the planet surface, I was suddenly overcome with a raging thirst. I thought I might fall unconscious. Having no tasty beverage at hand, I had to resort to licking the condensation from the inside of my helmet. I feel such shame. I feel shame reading that. The bizarre insignia of this seared platter inspires inexplicable feelings of pleasure that can only be replicated by a long, cool drink, or so I am told. When people study mysterious objects, they tend to overthink everything and get easily stumped. For example, this is just a lid. Or is it? Makes a fair point. After much evaluation and processing, this item has been classified as a massive cap. What powerful force might have held it back at one time? Only the ages know. There are many things I've encountered on this planet that defy explanation. According to the ship's analysis, this object is extremely valuable. Maybe I'll buy it. I'm not so sure though. I get a feeling that the ship is swindling me. Nah, the ship would never scam me. I'm the captain! Once one glance and you will sit for hours trying to decipher the ultimate purpose of this item. Therein lies its value. It is actually a guide to the world of deep thinking. When you grow up to get a job, your time doesn't belong to you anymore. To make up for that, you have to learn to appreciate the simple pleasures in life. Looking at this pattern we found today makes me feel a little less miserable. This is today's simple pleasure. Oh, that's a nice message. Choose your own happiness. Find the good things in each day. Maintain a positive attitude, and good things will come your way. This is what one feels when viewing the cheerful emblem. I haven't bragged about my inexhaustible supply of self-control, but when I peer at this treasure, I can't help but want to take a drink. An odd symbol that causes thirst cravings in all who view it. Its secrets cannot be deciphered. I got this one right. Yeah. We're getting close. Today, I delivered an impromptu lecture on the basics of wilderness survival. As Louis' superior, it is my responsibility to teach him these skills. Walking around as much as we do generates an intense thirst, so water becomes very important. I told Louis that we have to have rations of water careful. That's what I was thinking about until I found this. I was so parched that I couldn't help myself. I drank all the water in the canteen. It tasted so good. When I turned around, Louis gave me a cold stare. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Ah! Give in to your primal feelings and drink your heart's content. Gaze upon the design, and your throat will ache for satisfaction. Why is that? Tell me, please. Doesn't know because he's a robot. Fascinating. If I keep staring at the symbol, I know I'll come up with a brilliant idea for a new product. Staring at this long enough and good ideas are sure to surface. If you are a casual person who relies on others to achieve your goals, then this imagination support item was made for you. The Purple Pikmin were somehow able to carry this massive treasure. Today, we measured their physical strength using the ship's onboard beefometer. It seems that they have 10 times the weight and physical power of any other Pikmin. When I throw them, they land with a resounding thud. I decided to commemorate the cave I first encountered, then by naming it Emergency Cave. The server design on the item area are the maps of Savage Planet. This alone makes it valuable. But that is not all embedded within the microchip, filled with secret, incredibly detailed data. With this item, you'll know everything about this, that, and many other things too. The interior of Hemisphere contains a chip coated with charts detailing a new region. I explored this forest the last time, but it was clear that this has undergone some dramatic change. The plants and animals have evolved significantly. I have given the forest a new name, the Awakening Wood. I must begin to form a hypothesis to explain why the forest changed so much so rapidly. If you have both pieces, does the value increase? Do you need it? Need it? Crave it? You should take this ultimate storehouse of geographic data in the known universe. Today we searched a subterranean lair swarming with cavernous bugs. The name of Hoard immediately came to mind. The convenient contraption I found there has become an invaluable treasure-seeking tool. When it approaches a piece of treasure, the gadget beeps and the needle moves to the right. When the treasure is in the area and collected, the device powers down. When I left Tokatate, I thought we'd never be able to pay off our company's debt. But thanks to this gadget, I'm feeling optimistic about the outcome of our daring mission. It is a miracle gadget born of universal desire, or a machine manufactured by Master of Dimension X. Whatever it is, it reacts to treasure. I'd love to lay down in the grass, bask in the sun, and take an afternoon nap, but with all the loose Pikmin following me, I can never seem to relax. I should remember to dismiss with C, and to the Pikmin and press C to take a nap. The last time I tried it, the Pikmin picked me up and carried me away to their onion. Hold your space horses, Pikmin. I'm not a pellet or a piece of treasure. Then I woke up. Great galaxies. It was also a dream, wasn't it? Yeah, sure. Do you want to take a nap in luxury like a feudal lord? The lifestyle assistant will help you test on your employees were very positive. Their bizarre dreams were added bonus. Uncharted planets like this one are often teeming with hazardous fauna. The Pikmin are usually nearby to defend me, but there are times when I need to lay down the law with my own hands. For example, if a creature were trying to eat me, I'd have to beat it down. I dream about that all the time. You do it all the time too, Olimar. In the plume of flame, the steel fist flies and smashes its target to bits. But then the recoil is severe. Captain suffers from shoulder pain, so he uses it without the rocket booster. There's a rocket booster on this thing? The aromatic object secretes a tangy odor that could knock out a Bulblax. I'm with the ship on this one. I don't want to touch it either, but I must. For the sake of the company and my family, I must summon the strength to carry on. Is this a remnant of some giant creature? Its color is striking, but its stench is horrific. Could it be dangerous? The true essence of things in the natural world is very often disguised. But fooled and die. Be fooled and die. Fool or be killed. This is a law of survival. The technology behind this impressive gadget is totally unknown to my people. It appears to replicate the intense solar beams of the sun. Space exploration has given me a ghostly pallor. Maybe I'll use the orb to catch a few rays. The tanning machine is based on primitive science principles. Come, your pallid recluses and your sun-starved hermits. You too can have healthy, stylish glow. I found this marvelous ally in a hole swarmed with bulborbs. On that adventure, I even clashed with Emperor Bulblax. In honor of my triumphs over that appallingly obese beast, I named the whole Bulblax Kingdom. A heat-resistant ally forged in the fires of justice and passion. Wear it and you'll feel courage burn. You'll have nothing to fear. Due to Hoard ventilation, this is not suited for sweaty beings. This is yet another object I recently discovered that is beyond my wildest dreams. It does not conduct electricity, and it can erase marks left by pencils with remarkable ease. Sadly, the more you use it, the more it rubs away to oblivion. In a way, it reminds me of my job. This non-conductive substance has many uses. I've discovered it can erase pencil marks. It is a dream material, but the more it is used, the more it crumbles. The same is true for our dreams. Another cry from help. I found this metal treasure in the gut of an avian snake. It took the real courage to drop into the dark den, but the dangers do my best. In honor of my brave clash with a feathered serpent, I named the den Staggered Hole. You cannot see it, and you cannot touch it, but it is definitely there, here and there. What do you ask? Whatever this suit is fortified by, that is what. I cannot believe there is a better material than what I am constructing of. Amplified amplifier. Today we searched a deep underground structure that was completely covered in tile. I had no idea what it was originally intended for, but I decided to call it shower room. Deep within, I clashed with a sleek bug that coughed up a conical curiosity. I recently took a team of Blue Pig on an expedition to explore a submerged cavern. While exploring the watery cavern, I encountered some very strange phenomena. Okay, yeah. It was such a strange place that it was still wondering it was all just a dream. I found this curious treasure in the cavern, so it was just an illusion. I'm even more confused. I named that confounding place the Submerged Castle. Noisier than a spaceship. This wonderful item will make your miserable life 120% more exciting. This item came from the personal treasure hoard of a massive Pikmin devouring spider. It didn't really devour him. The whole cave was crawling with all kinds of fearsome creatures. I decided to name that eerie cavern the Citadel of Spiders. The ship can't stand bugs, but whatever. I can ask it to store a special for salvage. It threatens to stage a mutiny. This shape, I've encountered it somewhere before. No, I must be mistaken. Yes, I am mistaken. Thoughts like these check all who seem Kabbalistic form. You can feel immense power. Super Mario World. Shock Therapist. Shocker was one of the several weapons wielded by the nightmarish giant Dweevil. It allowed the creature to smite Pikmin with zaps of lightning. The nanotech device gathers negate ions in the atmosphere and converts them into energy. Then it releases the energy zap. Use a relative relieve muscle soreness and joint stress. One warning, however, it does render the user unconscious. The scorching mechanism was once used by monstrous Titan Dweevil. The roasting apparatus spews hot jets of flame. I can't keep Louie away from it. He's usually trying to use it to cook sausages and caramelized creme brulees. A compressed air cylinder of the flamethrower liquid gas is lit, producing the fire that gives the weapon its name. It is very dangerous, and good kids know not to play with it. In case you wonder, it cannot be used as a substitute for a spaceship's rocket and should never be used to cook sausages. Never. The fiendish component was used by the Titan Dweevil. Although it was once a primitive chemical weapon, it is now used as a weapon of mass hilarity. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, yet this weapon would steal your life given the chance. At least it used to until it shrewdly exchanged its poison gas for hilarious laughing gas, crafted with an eye for safety. It is the funniest weapon ever devised. The savage water pump was just one of many weapons wielded by the Titan Dweevil. This pump is capable of spraying jets of hyperpressurized water. This item automatically detects subterranean waterways, even if the water is buried in a mile deeper. The monster pump draws liquid in any distance, and its almost uncontrollable power is fantastic. And the final one, King of Bugs. Louie's back! Somehow he survived a horrific ordeal with a freakishly large weapon-wielding Titan Dweevil. I entered a hole with an army of ferocious Pikmin and grimly determined to save Louie from the Titan Dweevil, but it seems that he was perfectly fine all along. I can't understand how he managed to avoid being eaten. He always had an unusual close connection with insects, and I know he loves to cook them. Maybe he wasn't kidnapped after all. Could he have been controlling that beast all along? No, that's craziness, although he does insist that we address him by his proper title, the King of Bugs. A new employee of Hackaday Fright, Louie is often silent. Nobody knows what his thoughts lurk in his mind. He appears to operate on the same wavelength as insects, often with dangerous results. After he was kidnapped, he somehow managed to hijack a colossal insect's brain. Finally, let's talk about the Titan Dweevil. Titan Dweevil, Mandarachnia gargantium, yeah, sure. Dweevil family. The largest member of the Dweevil family, this fearsome predator carries protective components that frequently exhibit offensive capabilities, an evolution that may be attributed to mere chance. Another evolutionary theory is that the chemical contaminants of the contents of the containers carried by the Titan Dweeble contribute to the possible gene splicing, while others Dweebles do not seem to choose the objects they carry. A Titan Dweeble appears to prefer shiny objects above all others. That's... nah. But what's even more interesting... Eaten raw, this predator's luxurious legs are bold and full of flavor. What a satisfying crunch. Eaten raw. Now, okay. So, as we learned, Louis was controlling the Titan Dweeble to defeat us. But why? Why would Louis do this? Well, Louis is a food connoisseur. And he said the best way to eat it was raw. And so he was trying to eat it raw. But he also needed to get the treasure off of it. So he purposely attacked Olimar and the president to get it off. But why would he attack them? Maybe he was trying to accomplish two things at once. But we'll find out next time. Next time on Pikmin 2, we'll be going over some day changes and some extra things. See you guys then.